is up, everybody? How you doing? It is Horror Movie Monday, and I apologize for missing last week. It was crazy. I mean, it's holiday season. Things are going on, but I had a phenomenal holiday season. Very, very Merry Christmas with my family. We're going to have some fun on New Year's Eve here in 24 hours from now. And it was just a busy month. So I apologize. Last week, I was a little bummed. I put out all these videos, and I understand. Nobody owes me anything. Nobody owes me any views. I'm not mad at anybody. But I got a little bummed that nobody was watching. And so, and I'm referring to the New York videos. And I get it. Most of you, the vast majority of you, are subscribed here, if you're subscribed, to talk horror movies. And I get that. But I had a wonderful time in New York, and I spent a lot of time editing those videos and putting them out. And I did want to get them out. So I was like, I'm just going to keep going with these, get them all out, get them done, and put them out there. But anyways, I did a little review for the movie Nosferatu, and the views are back on track. So I'm happy. I am very happy. And hopefully you all enjoyed that video. It, the movie was okay. The movie's okay. I'm not mad at the movie. You could watch the video and I'll tell you all about it in the video there. But I forgot, and I didn't even realize until afterwards that I didn't score the movie. And just for the lurker out there, if he's here tonight, I'm going to go ahead and give Nosferatu the good old 6.5 out of 10, aka 3. What would that be? 3.75 is what it gets. 3.75 stars. It is, 3.5 would be 7. No, I think it's 3.25 stars. I think it's 3.25 is what it gets. But the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But there was, you could nitpick it or whatever. But we have a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to review the best and worst of 2024. This is going to be the review. Next Monday, we're going to be looking forward to everything coming out in 2025. So that will be next Monday. Tonight, we're looking back at 2024. Going to have a best and worst top 10 list. We're going to be joined momentarily by Robert C. and John Ward, and we're going to talk about the year that was in the world of horror and some other blockbuster movies that I think are worthy to talk about, even though, we're focusing on horror. So that is what is coming up tonight. But first, there is one movie coming out this week that's kind of interesting to start off the new year. But I would be remiss if I did not say rest in peace to 3 very famous individuals that most of us knew. If you didn't know them by name, you would probably know them by what they did. And Olivia Hussey from Black Christmas, rest in peace, 73 years old. Black Christmas is, I don't care who you debate, who you talk to, if they don't put Black Christmas in their top 5 all-time favorite Christmas horror movies, I would question their knowledge of horror movies. And I'm not an expert. I don't proclaim myself to be an expert, but come on, Black Christmas, the GOAT. It is the GOAT. So Olivia Hussey, 73 years old, very sad. And then Linda, I know her as Alice, but Linda, I think it's Lavin. She was 87 years old. So she got her money's worth. 87, that's a nice long life. But yes, from the TV show Alice, and so many laughs, with what was his name? Was it Mel? Was he the chef? And the other girl would always say, "Kiss my grits," and all that. Alice was a funny show, and she was so great in it. So rest in peace to her. And our 39th president of these United States of America, Jimmy Carter, passing away. Agree with his politics, disagree with his politics. He was a president of the United States, and I believe that he was very patriotic and loved this country and had the country's best interest in. May not agree. You may not agree. I may not agree. Who cares about the politics of it? He was 100 years old, and he was the 39th president of this country. So the interesting thing about that is now that leaves the oldest living former president that we have as Slick Willie, Bill Clinton. That's kind of crazy to me to think The old, and this is gonna date me right here. The oldest living president that we have is Bill Clinton. And Bill Clinton was president when I was in the Marine Corps. So what does that tell you? we're getting a little old. We're getting a little long in the tooth, as they say, right? So, Jimmy Carter, Linda Lab, and Olivia Hussey, rest in peace. Definitely got to mention that. Now, the movie that's coming out this week, and I will say hello to everybody in just a moment before we dive in to the year that was. The movie that came out this week that's coming out this Friday is called The Damned, and it's not rated. It's an hour and 29 minutes. It's like a 19th century horror movie. Obviously, we're talking horror, but you see this woman who's kind of knows what's going on, and there's these guys that are going like fishing or whatever on this boat, and so the bad things are happening. So she's wishing them safe travels and stuff, and other just bad things are happening. It looks pretty good. It's kind of like related to the sea and monsters and stuff, but it looks pretty interesting. It's called The Damned, and it's coming out in theaters this Friday in the theater. So I'm gonna try and check that out. And then Nosferatu, $40 million opening weekend. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. It is as mainstream as horror movies can get. And, horror movies still are never going to make the box office hits like, the superhero movies, the Marvel movies, things like that. So $40 million for a horror movie, good stuff, like the movie or not. So with that, let me mention the poll question tonight. There's a poll question out there. And the question is, was 2024, in your opinion, a good year in the world of horror movies? Or maybe just movies in general. You get to pick. Let's see. Poll question here. Was 2024 a good year for movies? Just movies in general. Right now, let's see. We have 21 votes. And it's 67% yes, 33% no. So I'm kind of curious too. Let me know if you did not think it was a good year for movies, or if you did, some of the movies that you loved, or why you don't think it's a good year. I'm very curious about that. We've got a lot to go through in the way of movies tonight. And I went back, made a list going back to January, and we'll kind of briefly recap, go through what came out this year and quickly talk, and then we'll dive into the top 10 and the bottom 10. So, I'm very curious to see what your reactions to my list are. And this is just my opinion. And who am I? I'm nobody but the guy in front of the camera. And so, my opinion, it holds as much water as a screen door. So, I'd still be curious to hear what you all think as far as my opinions are on these movies. So with that being said, let me say hello to everybody, and then we'll get Robert in here. And when John Ward is able to join us, he will. He had to run a quick errand, and he should be joining us shortly. So Antonis, what's up, Antonis? How you doing? Gale, hey brother, hope you had a fantastic Christmas. Also, hope all the legends did too. Yes, we do. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas or holiday or whatever you're celebrating. Hopefully everybody got to spend some time with family, have some good food, and enjoy just this season. So yes, agreed, Gale. I second your motion there. Larry the Batman fan, what's up? How you doing? Daniel, what's going on, Daniel? Dominic, what's up, Dominic? Wicked Network, what up? Everything is going well tonight. We're doing good so far, and we'll see how it goes. Fluffy Gamer says it's vamp time, and now there's something. StreamYard has changed around where they put everything, so it may take me a second to get with it. But you know what happens when somebody mentions the fact that it's vamp time?
It's vamp time.
We gotta give a shout out to the legend, Mr.
It's vamp time.
Vamp time himself. Full gamer, hello, full gamer. Tech 360, what's up? How you doing, homeboy? Good to see you. Let's see, the fluffy time and the bay. It's fluffy time in the bay. It's going up on the bay. When are you going to spin the wheel and give away a nice deal? That is a good question, Larry. Not tonight. Not tonight. Watch all of the Christmas videos. Love them. Great. That's awesome deal. Glad you enjoyed them. Nosferatu is good. I enjoyed the film. Nice. How's the G fam? What's up? What's happening? Oh, we love the NYC vid, especially Santa. That's the best Santa we've ever heard. Thank you. How's the G fam? And yes, Santa was amazing. He was so good. And with all the New York videos, there was some that I had to trim because of music and YouTube copyright and stuff. That one, there was music starting to play in the background, and the auto microphone on the camera started to go down and stuff. So hopefully everybody was able to hear him pretty well. But yeah, Santa Claus was amazing there at Macy's in New York City. The Macy's from the movie Miracle on 34th Street. That is the Macy's right there. So, but thank you, House G fan. Appreciate that. I watched your video about Nosferatu, but however, not for a Christian. Yep, I hear you. I would not expect you to enjoy that movie, Larry. Haven't gotten around to your NYC trip videos. Need to watch them back to back. We're gonna work. That's a lot of watching, but if you get to it, I hope you enjoy them. Let's see. I love tarot. Well, hey, there you go. That may or may not be on the list. It may or may not be on the list. But I did watch tarot, and it was a decent movie. I liked it. Kevin Hampton, what's up? Just saw Nosferatu after watching your review. I agree, 6.5 star movie. Didn't care for the demonic vampiric possession stuff. Yeah, and that's, they went a little bit different with a couple things that I love. Master Chaos lost his shit about them giving Nosferatu a mustache, which to me is neither here nor there. Whatever. You can make the creature look however you want to look. But if you're trying to recreate the original, then yeah, mustache doesn't really work. But the demonic stuff, the way the entire town started getting sick and all this stuff, there was a lot going on there. But the movie was put together well. It was shot well. It looked good. It sounded good. The acting was good. I just wish there was something a little more compelling with the story, than knowing exactly what was going to happen all the way through. Only good movie that I saw this year were Red One, Godzilla vs. Kong, New Empire, Planet of the Apes, and Sonic Hedgehogs 3. You're going to see this weekend. Nice. Let's see. I would not expect you to watch Black Christmas, Larry. 2024, several major flops. Yes, there were. The Joker being the biggest flop. Yeah, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. Let's see here. Jam and Music Man. What's up, Jam and Music Man? How you doing? Bill Clinton was president when I was like 4. Hey, man, that tells you. Yeah, OGP is almost as old as Fulfo Guillermo. Actually, we're both the same age. So there it is. There it is. Fluffy, I heard you're 55. There you go. There it is. Fluffy is now eligible to get the senior discount when he goes to Denny's. He gets that free cup of coffee, right? Get that cup of coffee. Oh, yeah. There's a cup of coffee in the big time over here. Robert C. What up, Robert? Whenever you're ready, hop on in, homeboy. Let's see here. Gale. Yep, Gale has Fluffy beat. Fluffy is not 55, but Gale does have you beat by 10 years. Saw the trailer for Wolfman. Looks interesting. Yes, Wolfman is one we're definitely going to be talking about next week, because next week we are looking forward to everything in 2025. But the trailer for Wolfman, I still haven't gotten around to seeing werewolves. I need to see that. Wasn't able to get to the theater because of being in New York and all this different stuff. So I still need to see werewolves. That trailer looked better than Wolfman. After seeing I think there's 2 different versions of the trailer. I'm pretty excited. And Julia Garner is great. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing that movie. Fingers crossed that it kicks the year off with the bang. We'll see. But it does look very interesting. Musashi, what's up? How you doing? Let's see here. Jude, what's going on, Jude? How you doing? Jammin' Music Man said no to the poll. Interesting. Not a good year. Wicked Network voted no. Let's see here. I voted no mostly because I thought it was a meh year. Not terrible, but not good. Fair, and we are all entitled to our opinions, and that's why we do this. We talk because we all have opinions. So I see Robert and Mr. Ward getting ready to hop on in here. A couple more comments here, and I will bring the boys in. I have to leave now. Appointments in the morning. Well, Gale, you can watch the replay if you're curious about hearing our top tens, but or we could talk about that later. But Gale, hopefully your appointments go well. Have yourself a good night. And if I don't talk to you, Gale, have a very happy new year. Best wishes to you and the entire family. Let's see. Let's see. I got to jump through. I'm going to miss some. Sorry. 80s Monster Kid. What's up? How you doing? And let's see. Spin the wheel. We'll get to it, Larry. We'll get to it. Jennifer Half coming through like the legend she is always. Absolute legend. Jennifer, you rock. Thank you so much. $5 super chat. Absolutely love Jennifer. She is a legend of legends. I'm going to throw on the headphones now. But Jennifer, you absolutely rock. Thank you so much. And I hope you had an amazing Christmas and wish you the best in the new year. And very, very glad to see you be able to hang out with us for a little while tonight, Jennifer. I know I've been hit or miss, and it's been kind of hectic. And so now that I'm here at the correct bat time and the correct bat channel, I'm glad to see you able to jump in. Dracula had a mustache in the book. Oh, very interesting, Masashi. I did not know that. And that's interesting. Especially, I mean, considering, we weren't really supposed to ever get Nosferatu, and that's why it was called. And we'll talk about that more when I get the boys in here, though. Let's see here. I knew once they announced Lady Gaga, it was going downhill. Yeah, the Joker movie, right? Yes, man. But you know what? Lady Gaga wasn't the problem with the Joker movie, I would say. Worst movie you've seen this year? Ooh, that's a good question, Jennifer. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But first, let me see if I can do this proper. Oh no, I can't. They changed it. I failed. Hold on. Wait a minute. Oh, here we go. There it is. Robert C, what's going on, Robert? How you doing,
man? What's going on?
Oh man, doing very well. Good to see you. I'm glad you were able to jump in with us tonight.
Yeah, good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Right on. And you know what? I want to rearrange you guys for just a second here. I'm going to take you over 1 second. Mr. Ward. Hello. Oh, he fell asleep. We took too long. My fault. Clap on the clapper. Wake up, good sir. Wake up.
Hey, hi.
Are you ready to recap this year?
Oh, yes, I am. I've been looking forward to this. Oh, yes.
Nice. Very cool. I'm excited to have you and Robert C from the great state of Texas.
Hey, John. Nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too.
Oh, you guys have never been in a video together before?
No.
Oh, how fun. We'll have a good time. This is cool. A couple of legends you both are. So there you go.
And so are you. So we have 3 legends here.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. How are you doing? Let's start with Robert. How was Christmas?
Christmas was pretty good. All my family members went to my kids and everything. They came into town, and we went to my mom's.
Very nice.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Nice. That's great. Family, that's what it's all about on Christmas.
Yes.
John, your Christmas, sir. How was your Christmas?
I spent it having COVID, and I still have COVID.
Ooh.
No.
You do sound a little raspy still, sir.
Yeah, my voice isn't all the way there yet. So I'm thinking by next Friday I should be okay if we do the whole 14-day thing. But I did spend a lot of time because my doctor said to rest, take Tylenol, drink a lot of water, that type of thing, because the medication for COVID is $400. That's my copay with insurance. So I said, there's no way. And so that's what he suggested. So I ended up watching a lot of Marvel TV series, which I said I would never watch, but Miranda Dudley recommended it and said you should at least give them a chance, and I did. I'm honestly almost through every one.
You've seen Daredevil?
That's after the Disney stuff. I'm moving to the Netflix stuff.
Oh, so okay. So you haven't seen the good stuff yet. Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Each one isn't that bad, but it's like Moon Knight was very disappointing because it was just boring. Just really not much happens. And like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier got a little preachy in some spots, but it's okay. I mean, they're okay, you know. Okay.
Okay. Well, that's for another show, or because we could talk all night about Marvel TV shows, but tonight we have to recap the year that was 2024, and I've compiled a list of movies that I felt were like noteworthy to kind of run through really quickly, and we won't mention where we ranked them, but maybe a quick little thought or two on them. But first, Jennifer, Matt, I'm not sure. Matt will be like on a video if I'm there with him, but as far as him jumping on, he's not too big on that. But I did not make it out to Vegas this December, but I have been in contact with the good folks over at Days of the Dead, and I should be in Las Vegas. What is it? 2.5 weeks or something from now. I don't know when. I'm just gonna throw up lots of different fingers and you pick how long it is. It's like January 17th, that weekend, Days of the Dead, Las Vegas. So I will be out there for that. And man, it's coming up quicker than I can imagine. But we'll be out there, and so we'll have some videos with Matt and stuff then. If not before, we'll see. Collectify, what's up? How you doing? And Jennifer, love you too. OGP, are you still going to Days of the Dead in Vegas? Boom, how about that? Just answered your question. Are you Lord of the Ring fans? Yeah, I'm not the biggest fantasy fan. John is. Robert, are you a Lord of the Rings fan?
Yeah, I am. I watch them. I have them on Blu-ray.
Nice. And hey, you don't have to agree with me. I just fantasy movies, they're okay, but they stretch them out so long, and I fall asleep and stuff. So it's tough.
Look what I got about a month ago or something like that. The popcorn bucket.
Nice.
Oh,
very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I found it at a vintage store.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome. That's cool because I think they sold out, right? Even when they
they did. Yeah, they sold out.
Yeah. Cody's House of Geek. What's up, Cody? How you doing? Did you see the movie props I acquired? I own Matthew Broderick's entitled Inspector Gadget. Oh, entire Inspector Gadget suit and hat. What? I've not seen that, Cody. That is awesome. I have not. I haven't watched anybody's YouTube. Wet Movie One and Cinestalker put out all these videos. John Ward puts out videos. I haven't had time, but that is awesome. I'll definitely have to go check that out, Cody. Good to see you, homeboy. I'm not a big fan of her, so I guess I'm being kind of biased. Oh, talking about Lady Gaga, and that's fine. I was like, when they announced Lady Gaga to be in Joker 2, I was like, I don't know about that. But I think, as far as the movie goes, I didn't find her to be the biggest problem. So, but we're going to dive in because that is a movie we need to talk about. So let's see here. Nocturno, what up? Nocturno is ready for Vegas. Nice. And let's see. Everybody saying what's up to everybody. William Hung, what's up? Roger Jackson, Scream Legend is going to be at Days of the Dead. Yes. And he's also going to be at Creep I.E Con. So if I don't get him in one, I'll get him at the other. But yes, I am very much, I'm torn because we got this right here that Robert C hooked it up with.
Nice.
So it's like I could get him on here with Lee Waddell, or I could get him on the Funko. I might go with the Funko and just keep them 1-and-1, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Yeah, Scream Popcorn Bucket is a nice find. Yes, it
Yes.
is, Kevin. All right, so before we dive in, gentlemen, any final words?
Nope.
No, I did go through the entire year, so I have this huge list here, and I crossed off a whole bunch of movies for good and bad.
Okay.
So yeah, I got them both down to 10, and this time I did put them in order from the least to like the worst or the best. So
very cool. Nice. Okay, well, we will get to the top 10 and the bottom 10 in a moment. But right now we have 31 votes in, and 65% say yes, it was a good year for movies. 35% say no, it was not a good year for movies. And before I ask John and Robert their thoughts, would everybody hit that thumbs up button for me if you would? I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel quite a bit. So John, since we started with Robert with the Christmas, your thoughts. Was 2024 just in general a good year for movies?
for horror movies, yes. For everything else, no.
Okay, fair enough. And Robert, you kind of answered in the comments a bit, but your thoughts a little bit more. You want to elaborate whether your thoughts on
It was okay. I didn't watch a lot of horror movies this year because I've been so busy. Also, I watched just a handful. So for me, it was okay.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we're going to go back. We're going to jump back in time all the way back to January 5th, and a movie that I still have not seen because it looked bad and I just didn't give a shit, and that is Night Swim. Have either of you seen that?
No.
No, and that was the thing of going through all the movies is I actually avoided a lot of these types of movies. So I haven't seen them.
So the way I look at it is if you just haven't had a chance, like I haven't had a chance to see werewolves, that's one thing. But if you avoided it because it looked bad or you heard bad things, then that has to go in the bad pile, right?
Yeah.
No, yes and no. It depends on how much money it made.
Okay, fair enough. That's true. So Night Swim. So none of us have seen it.
No.
Oh well. But then the following week we got a very good movie, one that won't surprise me if it's on your list there, and that is The Beekeeper with Jason Statham.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yes.
And okay, so then moving on to February. One I tried to watch, but I turned off, and that was Lisa Frankenstein. Have you seen it, John?
No, I know of it, but I haven't seen it. So
okay, Robert?
Nope, haven't seen it.
Okay. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. It was different than I expected. It was like aimed at teenagers and stuff, and I didn't know what to expect going in. I had not seen a trailer, and so when I started watching, I was like, oh yeah, this is not for me. Then on the 14th, John Ward's favorite movie of the year, Madam Web.
It is on my list in 2 spots.
Oh, interesting. So I watched Madam Web with my daughter. I did not hate it. Was it the greatest movie ever? No, but I did not hate it. Robert, have you seen Madam Web?
No, I haven't. To me, it didn't look good.
Okay. And I had no intention of watching it, but I was sitting there with my daughter and was like, oh, you want to watch a movie? And she said, Madam Web. Boom. So we watched it. Then a couple days after that, on February 16th, we got a movie, which you guys may have not even heard of, but maybe you have. I turned it off about 40 minutes in, and that is called Land of Bad. Have you seen that?
Never even heard of it.
Never, yeah, me neither. Never heard of it.
It's a war movie, and Fat Samurai Guy had mentioned it to me, and he's like, oh, let's review this together, check it out, or whatever. I started watching it, and I fucking hated it. So we never did the review. March 1st. This one is interesting. Dune 2. John, have you seen Dune 2?
No, and it makes me mad that I haven't, because I'm a huge Dune fan. I love that director. I own, Dune, but it's on my watch list, like number 1 on my watch list. So I know I'm gonna love it, and they're already planning part 3. So
okay, and so in your opinion, better movie, the original Dune or the recent first? Obviously, you haven't seen part 2, but the Dune 1 or the original 80s? It was 80s, right?
Yeah, it was like mid 80s David Lynch. I prefer that one because of the look and the soundtrack and everything, but this new one is closer to the book.
Okay. Robert, Dune 2?
No, haven't seen it. No.
Okay. It was long. It wasn't bad, but to me, it was like 3 hours of the Book of Boba Fett. So
that means it was garbage.
Well, they're out in the desert. It's very sandy, and they're in the desert. I'm not a big Dune fan. I'm not the biggest Dune fan. So even the first one. So that's just, yeah, I know. But I'm curious. So I think you'll enjoy it. If you like the first one, my guess is you're going to enjoy this one.
Oh,
Dave,
I know. I will.
Dave? Okay. Sorry, I spoke over you there. My bad. Jude says 2000 Dune on Sci-Fi Channel is the best in her opinion. All right. Not into sci-fi, but so Tech 360, not a sci-fi fan, but enjoyed Dune 2. Well, there you go. So a little bit later in March, March was a fun month. Imaginary with the little bear, right? Have you seen that, John?
No, I've heard it was garbage. So no, these are the type of movies that I did not see because I heard that they were so bad, like Night Swim and Imaginary. But once again, it goes back to how much money it made. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It matters how much money it made.
Yeah. Robert, have you seen Imaginary?
No, because I also heard, it was bad.
Okay, so I watched Imaginary, went to the theater, saw it. It had so much potential. It was one of those movies that could have been one of the best movies of the year. But I mean, it was put together very well, but the story went off the rails, and where they wound up was just stupid. It started off, and the premise and all these different things were great. But the story just was, what are we doing? Where are we going with this? So it turned out to be a bit of a bummer. Now, here's a movie that is a very controversial, very you either love it or you hate it. Everybody I know either loves it or hates it. We'll start with Robert. Roadhouse, the new one.
Roadhouse. It was interesting.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah. It was I didn't hate it. It was just it was okay.
All right. John, have you seen the new Roadhouse?
No, because nothing's going to beat Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
That's true.
Except for Conor McGregor. No, so I kid. The new one is not better than the original, but I really enjoyed it. It was so damn funny. I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
It's a popcorn movie. I don't need to own it, whatever. If it ever does get a release, I don't know if it did or not, but I don't care. I don't need to own it, but it was a fun movie. And if you look at it, apples and orange to the original one, don't compare them. If you'd never seen the first one, I think you would laugh and have a good time with this one. So I kind of enjoyed it. I hate to say
it was funny.
And then on the 22nd of March, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. John, have you seen it?
Yes, it is on my list, and I thought it was garbage.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't hate it as much as I hated the previous Ghostbusters movie because we got more of the Ghostbusters, but it still was not Ghostbusters 1 or 2 from the 80s. So, I could take it or leave it, but I didn't hate it. Robert?
I did hate it. I'm with John. It was terrible for me. I did not like it at all.
You didn't want to see a young teenage girl have a hot, sweaty sex scene with a ghost?
No.
A female ghost.
Yes,
A female ghost.
lesbian sex scene, right? Yes.
Yeah, with an underaged girl. So
Yeah.
that's this is probably something that wouldn't have bothered me as much a couple years ago, but it now does. I just thought it was incredibly pointless. It just really served no point. I didn't even know the film was made until the trailer came out, and it just wasn't good. I actually liked Afterlife better because at least it was not Ghostbusters 2016.
Yeah,
which was also garbage. So
yeah, interesting. And then we now have in March 2 contenders for at least being on the list. Immaculate. Have you gotten around to watching Immaculate yet, John?
Yes, I liked it, but the hype on the ending, I was a little disappointed. But I really did enjoy it. But that ending disappointed me because I expected.
John got muted. What happened? I muted you. I didn't want to hear it. La 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 la. You cannot talk bad about Immaculate. La 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 la.
And I'll pretty much watch anything with Sydney Sweeney in it. So I mean, that's no problem at all. And especially her as a nun. I mean, that's pretty sexy. So
yeah.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Robert, your thoughts on it?
I loved it also. I didn't mind the ending. I liked the ending actually, and it was a really good movie.
Nice. Yeah, I thought the ending was pretty wild. I was surprised that they had the balls to do what they did.
Yeah,
I really was. The lurking legend Balzer 77. Pardon me. Where did that come from? Balzer brings out the best in me. He always does. But the lurking legend says the best horror film of 2024 was Beetlejuice. But he also has a little goofy face, so I think he's
I'm really hoping that's funky nuts.
But Balzer there's a few things that Balzer is, and one is a huge Beetlejuice fan, another is a huge Elvis Presley fan. So whether or not it sucked, I think Balzer was still going to enjoy the nostalgia aspects of it. But we'll talk about that. We'll get there. We will get there. So then another one that is in the running to be on our top 10 or list is Late Night with the Devil. Robert, have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it. I was trying to find it on Blu-ray. I couldn't find it at a movie trading company. But I've been trying to watch it. I heard it was good.
Shame on you, sir. Shame on you. Yes, you will enjoy it. I don't know anybody. We'll get John's opinion here in a second, but I don't know anybody that didn't love it. John, Late Night with the Devil?
Loved it.
That's what I thought. I figured. Yeah. And it's a great movie. It really is. Then the end of March, a movie I have not seen because I just don't care. And that's Godzilla X Kong. I'm not the biggest Godzilla fan. I watched Godzilla -1 like some point this year. I really enjoyed that.
That's a great one.
But I heard Godzilla X Kong is a little back toward the hokier side of things. And so I have not. So Robert, have you seen Godzilla X Kong?
I did. It was cheesy. It was okay. It was okay. It was a little hokey, like you said, and stuff like that, but it was all right.
All right. John?
I did see it. I enjoyed it. I like that franchise, but it started off, with just Godzilla, which was pretty adult. And now it's just made for kids. And I'm not a fan of that. But I mean, they're making another one. I'll watch it. But each one just gets more and more kiddie, and I'm not a fan of. That was like the end of the original Godzilla movies when all of a sudden it really was the guy in the rubber suit and he had his son and it was just all aimed at kids, and now that's what it is. So maybe it's not aimed at us anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's where it seems like it's going. New movies are really being aimed toward a younger generation, and it's frustrating for the old guy. Masashi says you guys just don't like movies. LOL. I would say I like most of these movies. Well, see, and that's the beauty of it. It's like I told Robert, you don't have to agree with me. I'm not here to tell you how to feel about a movie. We're here to talk about it, and it's just the fun of it. Godzilla for me is just a franchise I'm not the biggest fan of. I don't dislike them, kind of like Planet of the Apes. I'm just not a big monster movie fan. It took me probably 40 years to get around to watching all the Jaws movies. So I just don't, I rather go for human beings doing disturbing things to each other than a monster. But there's no, I'm not hating on anybody for liking them by any means.
Yeah.
So, and we're moving on to April 5th, a movie that I like to call The Worst Omen. But no, it was The First Omen came out and was incredibly frustrating because the trailer I thought looked phenomenal and I was so let down. John, your thoughts on The First Omen?
Yeah, it was garbage. I hated the ending. If they wanted to do a prequel, I think that they could have done something a little more disturbing. I mean, Immaculate is definitely the better version of it, and that ending is so incredibly woke. It is amazing that they went in that direction, and I hated it for that. I'm a huge Omen fan. I love the final conflict. I'm mad. That's how I got to know Sam Neill, and have been a fan of his ever since. So this was an insult to the series.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Robert?
I agree with both of you. It was garbage. It was a terrible movie.
Yeah, and it's such a shame too because visually it was very pleasing, like the way it was shot and the locations and stuff. Just the story was, yeah.
It just didn't make sense to the Omen. It didn't make sense. Like I don't think that you could watch the first Omen and then go into the Omen. I just don't think you can. It's like its own thing.
Yeah, I agree. Now here we go to a movie, and I will save my opinion. And we'll start with Robert because you and I have talked about this, John. April 12th, the movie called Civil War came out. Robert, have you seen Civil War?
Yes, I saw it, and it was okay.
That's a very safe answer, Robert.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it, and it was just okay. It was just okay.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. John, Civil War, sir.
I liked it until you and I spoke about it, and then I liked it a little bit less. The writer director of it is very liberal, and I think that he played it way too safe. I think pick a side, and kind of like the movie The Hunt, pick a side. It's the filmmaker sat there and said, "Oh no, it's equal on both sides." No, it shouldn't be. It should be one side or the other. But I don't mind seeing something like this since Civil War has been talked about for the last few yees. Yeah. So go all out with it. To me, this just seemed safe.
Yeah. So I cannot state this strongly enough. I fucking hated Civil War. There's no way in fuck, even if you take probably the two most powerful states in our union, Texas and California, the military does not answer. Their supervisors are not at the state level. So if California tried to have a civil war, or Texas and California said, we're going to go take out DC, the military that's stationed in their own states would just bomb the living shit out of their states and would never have a chance. There's no way this could happen. Taking the White House like they did would never happen. It's just so implausible. If you gave me a good civil war, like if you said, you know what, we're going to go and say, just hit a hot topic here. I'm not going to dive down to it, but here's the hot topic. If you said we're going to go with the January 6th insurrection, and you have half of the military that says, you know what, we're staying with the president who's currently president, and the other half of the military, some generals went like, no, he got voted out, he shouldn't be there. So then the military starts fighting each other, and then it gets chaotic. I could buy something like that. But the states warring and taking on the federal government, I'm sorry. Our federal government has the most powerful military in the history of mankind. You don't get to overthrow them that easy. And so that right there, I just, that's all I got to say about that. So, and here's another one. One of my most anticipated movies of the year, April 19th, Abigail. John, your thoughts on Abigail?
I've not seen it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I need to see. Well, once it ruined, I mean, I guess there's something beyond it, but once the trailer kind of ruined the twist or something, I didn't have an interest, but I do want to see it.
Yeah, I mean, the trailer does put a lot out there. It does put a lot out there.
I mean, I guess it has to. I mean, to get people to go watch it.
I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. Robert, your thoughts on?
Yeah, I saw it, and I'm with you. I didn't hate it. It was,
Okay. Yeah, I thought it was going to be something different than it was.
Yeah.
One more look at the poll. We're currently sitting here at 36 votes. 61% says yes, it was a good year for movies. John, are you still there?
I'm here, but my video is frozen.
Yeah, you are. I'm going to take you down for a second. I'm going to put you back. Oh, no, now you're gone altogether. Everybody's gone. What's going on?
We disappeared.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Interesting. Let's see.
Maybe I should. Yeah, I'm frozen down below.
Yeah. Well, maybe you exit out and then jump right back in. I'll hit a couple comments in the meantime. Okay, so we'll give John a second to try and reboot.
Yeah, me and Rachel, we went to see Nosferatu last night.
Oh, nice. Very cool. What did you guys think of it?
It was interesting. I didn't hate it. I did like it though. It was pretty good. It was good. I liked it.
Okay. Yeah. And so
at first, when we got out of the theater, I didn't know what to think of the movie. So I had to think, and yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was interesting the way they made Nosferatu himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's a lot of movies that sometimes you got to come out, and even for me, before I shoot a review, I'm like, I have to digest this a little bit, and kind of figure out where I stand on it. So I get that.
Yeah, and they actually added the mustache from the book too.
Well, yeah, and that's what somebody else said. I didn't know. I've never read the books, so I didn't know he had a mustache. So okay, interesting. Turin John says Late Night with the Devil, best movie of the year. That is a very good choice right there, sir. OGP I don't need your Civil War. No, I don't. Neither does Axl Rose or Slash. But little off subject, but where does Hateful Eight rate of all Tarantino movies in your opinion? It's my favorite. Ooh, that's interesting. You know what? Maybe some point we should do a Tarantino video.
Yeah.
I really love Hateful Eight, but it would probably be my probably be number 4 or 5 for me on my favorites of his. But I do love it. You guys, what are your thoughts on Hateful Eight, John?
Oh, I really enjoyed it. It's Tarantino's version of The Thing. That's one of the reasons why Kurt
Yeah.
Russell is in it. It's his version of John Carpenter's The Thing.
Nice.
I loved it. I loved it.
Yeah.
Right on. There you go. Very cool. I found the first half great, but the second half not so good. Expected the girl to be a lot more scary. Oh, and Late Night with the Devil. Yeah. You know what? And that's, I went in with no expectations, but I just loved it. I thought they hit a home run with it. The girl, was what it was. Yeah, she could have been more scary and stuff, but to me, it was the things going on around and not specifically just her, because there was a lot going on there. But hey, to each their own. Tech 360. I appreciate your thoughts. What movie one is in the house? What's up, Wet One? What are you doing?
What's up, White One?
Are
Wet
you busy?
Movie one.
In the house, he is. What one? You want to jump in and give us your thoughts on your favorite movies of the year? But hello, Wet One. Hello, baby girl. May 3rd, Tarot. John, have you seen Tarot? I can't remember if we briefly talked about it, I thought.
No, I heard it was awful, but then the people I talked to said they liked it.
Okay. And Robert, have you seen Tarot?
No, haven't seen it.
Ooh, okay. I did not see Tarot till like a month ago, and I fucking loved it. I loved it. I love it. It's so good.
Okay.
He's so good. Yeah. What movie one is laying in bed like an asshole? Well, I mean, you get up and you go to work and you know, all this stuff, you get up so early in the morning and everything. And so I understand being tired about 8 p.m., you old man. So Tarot was interesting, and that is a candidate for the list. I saw the TV Glow. I did not see the TV Glow. I've not seen that movie. Have either of you?
No. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I think it's on Netflix or something, but I
know a lot of people who did see it, but I never watched it.
Okay. What movie one? Not feeling that good. Been in my head too much about stuff. Well, what one? I hope you're doing okay. I'll hit you up a little bit later on and see what's going on with you, man. But I hope you're doing okay. And yeah, we got to talk. We got to start game planning some of these conventions. Figure this out. But hope you get to feeling better, Wet One. Okay, so none of us have seen. I saw the TV Glow. Now here's one I have not seen because I just don't care, and that's Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. John liked it. Was it? Where does it stand as far as like with the franchise and everything? Was it a good addition? Is it a reboot? What's it about?
Planet of the Apes is probably my favorite science fiction franchise. I absolutely love it. I own all the movies, the TV show, the animated series, documentaries. So it is not as good as the last trilogy, but I still enjoyed it. I still liked it, but it's not as good as the last three movies.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. And I haven't seen the last three movies. I'm telling you, I mean, when did the first come out? Like in the 60s? Is that when the first ones came
1968, out? 1968, like right around there.
Yeah, that's probably the only one I've seen, like the original. And it's been a long time ago. Robert, Planet of the Apes, have you seen it?
Yes, I love the franchise also. I love it. Love it. I've seen the original too. I actually have them all on Blu-ray.
Oh, nice. You and John, two peas in a pod.
Yeah, I loved it.
Nice. Okay. And then here we go. May 17th, Strangers, Fuck the Audience, Chapter 1.
No.
Have you seen it, John?
No, I own the first two, and I was excited to have a third one, and then found out it was part of a trilogy and heard it was awful, so I never went to go see it. I heard it was like one of the worst written movies ever, and I'm very surprised that Rennie Harlin is directing these. So I guess he must be hard up for cash.
Oh, okay. Robert?
F that movie. That's all I gotta say. It was so terrible, man.
Yeah. So here's the problem with Strangers Chapter 1. We already saw that movie.
Yeah.
It was The Strangers. It was It was just a remake of a movie that came out just like a few years before.
Yeah.
I mean, it was almost like word for word, scene for scene, the same as the first one. It was so frustrating. Now, will I go see Strangers Chapter 2, the next one? If they make it or whatever, I will.
Oh, it's made. It's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's my thought. I've already seen the first one, so I knew if this one hopefully is a different story. It could have been like it was shot well and everything, but just the story was like, we already seen this. So will you see chapter 2 or when it comes out, John?
Yeah, because I'm since I'm a completist, I'll probably buy chapter 1 and then see chapter 2. But recently I go more off of box office. So I mean, something that could be good, like Furiosa was good, but it bombed. So to me, that but it's for horror movies, if they're making money, even if they're bad, I'm happy because that just means more horror movies. And they're just doing well. I mean, Terrifier 3 is proof of that. So
yeah, very true. Web Movie One says one of his favorites this year was My Old Ass. That I didn't write that down here. Have you guys seen My Old Ass?
Yes, and it was on the list, but I had to cross it off. So it didn't make the list, but it was on my original list.
Okay. And is that just because you have a massive crush on what's her name, or was the movie actually good?
I have a massive crush on Wet Movie One.
Oh,
so
okay.
I watch the movies he recommends, and I watch the movies that he likes because he's I have to like everything that he likes.
Well, get in line, bitch. That's my Wet Movie One. I kid. Reggie, what's up, Reggie? OGP, when I saw your Statue of Liberty video, it reminded me of the original Planet of the Apes. There you go. You know what? And I didn't even make a reference because that Planet of the Apes is like so far out of mind for me. But yeah, very true. And after as soon as you mentioned that, I remember that shot of it, like what is coming up out of the sand, right?
Yeah.
And Wet Movie One says the movies I really want to see, The Substance, everyone's raving about. Yeah, Substance, phenomenal. You got to check that out.
Substance is good. Yeah.
Wet Movie One says, damn right, John. Let's see. You know why you hated it? Because you were there. Hated what, Fluff? I missed what you're talking about. Robert, have you seen My Old Ass?
No, I haven't.
Literally.
No, I haven't.
Okay. It's not in my like genre wheelhouse. And I don't know, maybe someday I will watch it. Nothing against it. Why am I drawing a blank on her name? The actress that she's hysterical. What's the actress? What's her name in My Old Ass? The whatever.
Well, I prefer the sequel, My Old Wet Ass. So
there you go.
That's better.
Somebody fill me in so I don't have to go. Aubrey Plaza. Thank you, Kevin. Why am I? We love Aubrey Plaza. She's phenomenal.
Yes.
But I'm
Massive
sure
crush.
the movie is great. Yes. So May 24th, Furiosa. And I'm going to try and pick up the pace on this. We're already an hour in. I don't want to keep you past your bedtime, guys. But Furiosa, I was out in Vegas. Matt dragged me to see it. I mean, I wasn't kicking and screaming, but we wanted to go check out a movie. Furiosa was out. I really enjoyed this movie, but I have not seen Fury Road. So because I couldn't, I was like, I don't know. It was like, oh, I didn't really care to. But Matt wanted to go see this, so I went, and I really enjoyed it. And now I'm like, I probably should watch Fury Road.
Yeah.
But I just haven't got around to it yet. But I really enjoyed Furiosa. Robert, your thoughts on Furiosa?
I loved it.
Nice.
Loved
and
it.
John?
Yeah, it did bomb though, like John said, but yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's, I didn't, knowing how long it would take just to get through a year, I didn't want to dive into the box office numbers and everything, so I don't have any of that information, but yeah, I know it didn't do well. But John, Furiosa, your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it did well because it was at the tail end of all the girl boss movies, and people were sick and
Yeah.
tired of that. So when I first saw Furiosa, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I did have my issues because she was even though she gets the shit kicked out of her, she was a little bit of a girl boss. And like she uses her prosthetic arm pretty damn fast.
Yeah.
And instead of and I hated the ending. I didn't like that it just went right into Fury Road. I hated that. And I didn't like all the CGI when Fury Road was mostly practical. That really bothered me. And then I started thinking about stuff because I became obsessed with Mel Gibson from Road Warrior. I even had the white streak in my hair. I owned a similar car that he had in the Road Warrior.
Wow.
I was massively obsessed with Mel Gibson. And until he came, before he became a horrible racist. And but I still love the guy, even though he's a horrible racist. I still like him. But so I've been a fan of these movies since Mad Max came out. And for me, I tend to think that George Miller, the director, became incredibly woke and did not want to make a Mad Max movie like Fury Road. So he put Mad Max in the mouth restraint and basically made Furiosa the main character because he always wanted to do Furiosa as a movie. He said he wanted to make that first. So I think he went very woke on Furiosa. I don't think he ever wanted to do Mad Max. He just wanted to get her in there. So that's my thoughts on kind of rewatching it and being like, and also hearing interviews because George Miller said he'll never work with Mel Gibson again. So
would you put Furiosa as the worst of the franchise then?
Yes, because I have become a fan of Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. So I really enjoy the first 3 Mel Gibson movies.
Yeah.
And
those were awesome.
Yeah, and I enjoyed Fury Road. I thought Tom Hardy was a good replacement, even though I would have liked to have seen Mel Gibson in it. Robert Rodriguez in Machete Returns actually does some great Mel Gibson Mad Max shots. So, Gibson was obviously up for it because he knew what was going on. So I would say probably Furiosa is the weakest one, even though I did like it, but I do have problems with it.
I agree.
Right on. Reggie says, woke or not, the overuse of CGI kind of turned me off for Furiosa.
Agreed.
And fair enough. Yeah, and that's, to me, maybe if I'd seen Fury Road first, I'd had a different opinion. I just thought it was a fun movie. I expected, and here's part of the reason. I remember when Fury Road came out, I heard somebody had said that it was like an hour and a half or 2 hours of a chase scene.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Okay, see, and so there's I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, but there's a movie and there's a sequel to it that supposedly is better than the first. I forget, but it's like a martial arts movie. Fat Samurai guy loves it. He's like, oh, GP, you got to check it out. It's like 2.5 hours of a guy fighting people. There's not much real story. It's just karate chops, and kicks for 2.5 hours. I'm like, I can barely tolerate John Wick for 2.5, 3 hours. So I love John Wick. I love the first one. The second one is like, okay, I've already seen this. Third one's like, I've really already seen this. Fourth one's like, come on, bro. No, the fourth one, I thought they redeemed themselves. But anyways,
my God,
I just don't need, like the movie Ambulance. I just don't fucking need an hour and a half.
How dare you?
Chase. I just don't need an hour and a half.
That is Michael Bay's best movie. That is an awesome film. And I know you did that on purpose, sir.
Michael Bay.
My God, Ambulance is a great movie. Oh my God, that is amazing. The drone shots in that are amazing.
Happy New Year to you, NG. What's up? What's up? Jude says Thunderdome I own. So good. Love Tina Turner. Who, if you don't love Tina Turner, I apologize. I don't know. Everybody loves Tina. She was phenomenal. Mad Max 1 to 3 must own. And John Wick 1 and 2 I own. 3 sucked. To me, 3 was just, it was like in part 3, I was like, oh, there's a glass wall. Somebody's going to get thrown through it. And then somebody got thrown through it. Oh, there's a case with weapons. It's going to get broken and they're going to use those weapons. It was so damn predictable that I was
I must disagree. How dare you talk that way about Keanu Reeves? He's a treasure.
You know what? My thoughts on, and don't get me wrong. I know I love Keanu, one of my favorite actors, but part 3, I was just like, I've seen this before. I've seen it.
Yeah, because it's all one long fight scene.
Yeah, I loved all 4 of them. They're one of my favorites.
Right on. Yeah, and man, I wish they would make another one, but yeah, Keanu saying he wants to do it, but his knees don't want to do it. So
what's the next one that's coming out? I'm really looking forward to it.
It's like Ballerina, right?
Ballerina, yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah.
Well, there's the TV show too, The Continental.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I heard the original Ambulance is worth a watch. I haven't so far. Was the Ambulance a remake or?
It is a remake of it's French, I think, and it's more or less the same movie, but it's a comedy. Michael Bay's is not a comedy, so but it's excellent.
Right on. Okay, so moving right along, May 31st, In a Boring Nature. I don't know. I mean, yeah, there was a little violence in A Violent Nature, but wow, what a snooze fest turd of a movie. A guy walking through the forest. I'm good. You want to take the music out? You want to just leave the guy walking, fine, but he has to do something. That's the problem. He's got to actually do something, and he doesn't do much in that. Robert, have you seen In a Violent Nature?
Yes, and I hated it.
All right.
Did not like it at all. It was so boring. Just like you said, it was just a guy walking through the damn woods.
Yeah, you are among the masses, sir. John?
No, I heard very mixed, so I did not see it.
Yeah, it's dog shit. Don't bother.
Yeah, don't bother.
Here's another one that I have not seen, and John, you're probably gonna do some like large mouth opening thing like that. Bad Boys Ride or Die. Haven't seen it. Don't care to. Yeah, I just I'm
going to jump right in here, and
okay.
I love the Michael Bay movies. I love the Bad Boys movies. I as you know, Michael Bay is my favorite director. I consider myself to be a Michael Bay scholar. And one day I hope to meet the man and be able to have a conversation with him. And he directed the first 2 Bad Boys, which I loved. Bad Boys 2 is probably his masterpiece.
Yes,
might even be better than Ambulance. But the last 2 Bad Boys movies with the 2 directors they have, which they put in their own style, that series just keeps going, and I would love to see another one. So I thought it was excellent. I really liked it. It's on my list. So
right on. Robert, have you seen it?
Yes, I like both of them.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I've seen the first Bad Boys movie. I haven't seen the others. And I'm not knocking them. They're just, they're not for me. I don't care. So a couple quick comments here. Jude wants Atomic Blonde Part 2. I think I would sign up for that. Rachel, what's up, Rachel? We stole Robert for a little while here. Reggie says, when Leonardo DiCaprio walks through the forest, at least he fought a bear. See, there you go. This Violent Nature guy didn't really even do much, but yeah, Leonardo, fight the bear. There you go. But Leo did not fight Cocaine Bear. No, he didn't. But Cocaine Bear didn't. Gosh, I wanted that movie to be good. Damn it. Oh, man.
Yeah, I will say with Atomic Blonde Part 2, so the John Wick, Atomic Blonde, and Nobody, which just got a sequel, are all in the same universe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Man, I
yeah.
love Nobody.
But they want to do they want all of them in one movie.
Could
but
you imagine?
Can't, because they're different companies. So there's the copyright problems. But they've acknowledged that they are in the same universe.
Well, as we've learned from the good folks that made Nosferatu 100 years ago, just change the fucking name. give them a different name. Call it somebody and call it Nuclear Blonde.
Yeah. Well, and
there you go.
And from your conversation earlier, right before I came on, in the novel Dracula, he does have a very thick mustache. So if you ever watch Jess Franco's Count Dracula with Christopher Lee, which he was making at the same time while he was doing the Hammer Dracula movies, that's Dracula. That movie is very close to the book, and Christopher Lee considers it his favorite Dracula. So, because he's a massive fan of the book. That was his biggest problem with Hammer.
Yeah. Fluffy says he thinks In a Violent Nature was a Dustin Ferguson inspired movie, a lot of walking. So very, very possible.
We'll stay silent on this.
yeah. And we'll get more into Nosferatu when we get there. June 7th, Watchers, a movie about people who are stuck in this room. These creatures come out at night. Sounds like it's going to be great. And then they shit the bed with the story. It had so much potential, but it was frustratingly bad. Did you guys watch Watchers, John?
No. And my reason for not watching it is that it's written and directed by M. Night's daughter. So to M. Night has turned into the new Will Smith with forcing his kids on everybody.
Yeah.
Just like Trap.
Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Robert, Watchers?
No, did not watch it.
All right. Don't waste your time. A movie I need to watch, I should have watched, and I'm surprised as I was making this list that I still haven't watched, and that's Bike Riders with Austin, forget his last name, the guy who played Elvis in the Elvis Presley movie. Yeah. He's a great actor. Austin Butler. Thank you, Robert. Bike Riders looks good, but I watched the trailer and I'm like, I don't know. I started watching it and I'm just like, it's a story about like a girl and her love affair with this leader of this biker gang. If you give me bikers, I want fucking violence, and I want the women to be the afterthought. No offense to women, but I want a biker gang. And you know, I don't know. I need to finish watching. I just haven't. Robert, have you seen it?
No, never saw it. No.
Okay. John?
No, heard mixed, so I didn't see it.
Okay. One that is list worthy one way or another. Russell Crowe's The Exorcism. I have not watched it because I heard it was dog shit. So, John, have you watched it?
I have not, but I do want to see it. I like that it's a movie being made about an exorcism. Basically, it's the making of The Exorcist and how it's real. So I think that's interesting. But Russell Crowe seems to be making a lot of bad stuff lately.
Thank you. Can you please who's the big Russell Crowe fan that you and I did the video with? Not Jonathan, your other buddy. Gosh, I forget his name. We was it not Will Colazzo? Who did we do the video with?
Donald?
Oh man, was it Donald? No,
I don't know who's a big Russell Crowe fan.
Oh, you and I did a video, the three of us, we reviewed something. I forget what we reviewed a while
back.
If
you could tell me what we reviewed, that I could, that's
no fucking idea. I was hungover at the time. I was at Matt's house when we did the video. It was early in the morning. We did it around like 11 a.m. or something. Was it Donald? It wasn't Donald. his account got banned, and he had to put another. He has a new account, part 2, but it's not Jonathan. He has his account is like his name and 2. Well, anyways,
I have actually no idea.
But anyways, when we were doing that video, I mentioned that Russell Crowe was doing a lot of bad movies, and he's like, and he made me start listing them off, and I was like,
Man, I don't remember this at all. I mean, granted, he was in Craven the Hunter, so yeah.
Yeah, he lives down in like New Orleans or something. This the guy that I'm talking about, a friend of yours.
Oh, Jack Hunter.
Jack Hunter, thank you. Yes, he's a big Russell Crowe fan. Yeah. He was upset that I was slamming Russell Crowe. I'm not slamming Russell Crowe, great actor, but
I don't know about going. Jack. He seems to goof, and I don't know if that's a goof or not. I don't know. He pulls people's legs, and we don't know about it, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I mean, we were having fun with it, but but anyways, he is going the way Nicolas Cage went for a while, and was just taking any movie he can get, and that's what it feels like with Russell Crowe right now.
I love Nick Cage.
Another movie I have not seen. I love Nick Cage too. Another movie I have not seen. I thought about seeing it, but then after hearing the first review, I was like, nope. Horizon American Saga. Robert, have you seen it?
Never heard of it.
That's I don't know. It's got that one guy that was in Yellowstone in it who quit Yellowstone.
Kevin Costner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's right.
How dare you? How dare you?
So John,
absolutely dare you.
So I've heard that it's like long, it's too long, it's drawn out, not much happens. You have seen this, right?
Yes.
And your thoughts?
I am a massive Kevin Costner fan, and he left Yellowstone to make this film, and now he is back on Yellowstone because the film bombed beyond belief. There's supposed to be 4 chapters to it, or 4 parts, and part 1 bombed beyond belief. He put in all of his own money. It was basically Yellowstone money, and he was halfway through filming part 2, and now they don't know what to do. It would be my least favorite Kevin Costner Western. It is 3 hours. It doesn't feel like a Kevin Costner Western. I don't know what went wrong. It's one of those films where I don't know what happened.
Maybe he should have his wife to edit the movie, Star Wars. Maybe it would have been a little better. Who knows? I kid. Planet X, what up? I like Russell Crowe in Unhinged from 2020. So I watched Unhinged and I wanted to like it, but like, I don't know. I couldn't get into it. Great premise and everything, but it was okay. Have you guys seen Unhinged?
No, I have not. No.
Okay. The one where he's like a road rage guy terrorizing this woman.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, there was supposed to be part 2. Of 4. Yeah, it was that whole saga, man. There was supposed to be a lot of them, man.
It was supposed to be huge. This was supposed to be it. And once I heard it was 3 hours and a part 1, I just went, I don't care how good this is. It's going to tank.
Yeah.
Even with, my favorite actor being Tom Cruise and me being obsessed with Tom Cruise, I knew when Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 came out, I'm like, this is going to bomb. It's 3 hours. It's a part 1. Nobody wants this shit anymore. And it bombed, and it underperformed massively. So they hit that with Wicked. They hit it. They didn't tell anybody it was 3 hours in part 1. You kind of had to find out when you went to go see the movie. So they were afraid that people wouldn't go.
And my daughter wanted to see it until she found out it was 3 hours. And then she goes, I'll wait till I can stream it. Yeah. For me, I just really, I have no desire to see Wicked at all. I was kind of on the fence about it. And then the petty shit with the one actress, I was like, nope, I'm good.
Oh my God, with both of them. I mean, how weird everything got. I mean, what's her face, broke up a marriage, and then we had all the weird stuff with the Wicked Witch, with calling people racist because of a poster, and there's supposed to be all this stuff, and it's I like the very beginning, because that's right after the Wicked Witch is killed, and then it goes back in time, and then it ends with her becoming the Wicked Witch. So part 2, I think, is good. I'll probably like part 2, but part 1 was, I didn't give a shit about any of the songs. I thought they all kind of sucked, but it's and I like musicals. I have no problem with musicals. I've seen huge musicals with the original cast in them, and I just didn't give a shit. I just didn't care. I just like, it's not made for me. I'm not a 14-year-old woman or a gay guy. So it's so it just didn't appeal to me at all.
100%. Well, and so while we're on the subject, Robert, your thoughts on Wicked? Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I wanted to go see it because I was curious about it. I mean, Rachel went to see it. She was surprised in how good it was, she said. So I haven't seen it.
See, and that's where most of the people that have seen it, I've heard them say they liked it. I just don't know that I would like it, because it's not anything I would want to see. Like, like Wet Movie One loves Rent.
God, do I hate Rent. Rent is awful. And I even saw it with the chick who won the Tony. My God. It's a movie and a play or musical about people who are fucking lazy and don't want to pay their rent. Just go get a job and pay your damn rent. Man, did I hate that movie.
I had to sit through it on Broadway in New York City years ago. My wife wanted to see it. At the intermission, I asked my wife if we could leave, and she was like, "No, I want to see the end." And so there are audiences for it. I am not part of that. Yeah.
No.
So,
I think Michael Ray Bauer, I think he likes it too.
Yeah, he is a big fan of Rent.
He's a big fan of it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to, when I lived in Pasadena, it was 3 of us, 3 friends, Eric and Mitch. We would go, 3 straight guys would be going to see musicals all the time. And so we would at least go to see maybe 1 musical a month in LA. And then when I moved up to the Bay Area, my mom and I would go see like once a month musicals in San Francisco. So, with, Rent and Phantom of the Opera, Evita, Sunset Boulevard, Les Miserables. I mean, I've seen all this. And then I even watched the film versions of them too. So I'm no schmo when it comes to musicals. And I'm sorry. Wicked, it's just Harry Potter. And they cast a black chick as the, and who's supposed to be a drama queen, and they cast her as the Wicked Witch because it's oppression. That's what she's getting. When all the rest of the people who on Broadway who played the Wicked Witch were all white women, all of a sudden they cast a black woman, and it's because it's to show how somebody who's green is oppressed.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what does that really mean? Who's really being oppressed? Even the London newspaper, there's a London newspaper who sat there and gave a trigger warning for people who are green. They sat there and said trigger warning for people who go see the movie for green people. And it wasn't The Onion.
Wow. We live on a planet with a bunch of weirdos. There's no green people. You can identify as green. I will identify you as needing to see a shrink. That's where I'm at with that. June 28th. We need to move on here.
Okay. I'll
this is fun. No. We're good. But A Quiet Place Day 1. I went into this movie not really expecting anything. And now I'm like, it might be my favorite of the franchise. I really, really liked it. And I'm very excited. I hope they do more. And I was very blown away by Quiet Place Day 1. It was, I did not expect it to be good. I really didn't. So very happy with that one. John, your thoughts on Quiet Place Day 1?
I really enjoyed it. I'm a fan of the series. I'm a big fan of John Krasinski. Liked him, as Jack Ryan. Loved him on The Office. I think it's great that he's a director now and he's like a big actor. There was that big push for him to play Mr. Fantastic because that's what he, everybody loved him in Doctor Strange 2. Instead, we get that idiot But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. They are making a part 3 because this was a spinoff. So part 3 is coming out. Yeah, there is a Quiet Place part 3. And but I really enjoyed it. I don't know if it's my favorite one. I still kind of like part 2.
Okay.
I like all the stuff on the dock with the boats. I thought that was pretty cool. But the thing that drives me nuts about the first 2 movies are the kids. If you killed the kids, they're like the Gilligan of these movies.
Yeah, I know. And that's, you know what, but that's the Achilles heel for every parent. You'll do whatever you can to save your kids, even if it costs you your own life. So as a parent, it's a little easier to identify with those actors, than somebody who's just like, fuck the kids, let's save yourself, because there's a lot of times where it's just like, yeah, those kids are going to get you killed.
Yeah.
Then Robert, your thoughts. I'm sorry, I didn't ask you your thoughts.
I enjoyed it, but I like the first one better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on. Yeah, that's cool. Fair enough. Ooh, here's a juicy one. July 3rd, Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley. Robert.
Didn't see it.
Okay, interesting. John.
Pure garbage.
Okay.
I hated this film. Yeah.
I watched about 15 minutes and I turned it off because it was driving me fucking nuts. It was such trash. It was just, they were like, let's get everybody to laugh at the shit that Eddie Murphy used to do in the 80s. And it's so far-fetched, so far over the top. We can't, we know that stuff's not realistic, but we've seen it in the 80s. And in the 80s, it was a different time. And to see a trash truck smashing through a parking lot in the 80s, we all would have laughed our asses off.
Mm-hmm.
But how much of this slapstick, goofy garbage do we need? And we didn't need that. So terrible movie.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. Just like coming to America too. Oh God.
Yeah, man.
That was terrible.
Eddie Murphy, man, he could just wipe everything off since the mid-90s and just forget about it. July 5th, Maxine. A trilogy now, 3 movies in this franchise. It is an amazing franchise. I love this franchise. Maxine for me is the weakest of the 3 in the franchise, but I still really enjoyed it. Robert, your thoughts on Maxine?
I love the franchise too. And I agree, Maxine is the weakest one out of all of them, but I love the franchise.
Right on. John?
I will disagree. Actually, I want to say Maxine might be my favorite one.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 1, then 2. Because I love the film element of it, that, the whole Hollywood thing and kind of the whole Manson-esque type of stuff that's in there and the cult and all that. So it could be my favorite one.
Okay.
Yeah. So here's okay. No, go ahead, John.
Oh no, I was just gonna say you put something in Hollywood and you do behind the scenes and all that stuff. We mentioned Eddie Murphy, so Bowfinger with Steve Martin is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I think it's one of the best movies about filmmaking. So you plop Maxine into that, and it is probably I'm gonna like it more than the other ones.
Yeah, kind of was it Scream 3 where they were in Hollywood?
Yeah, 3 is when they're on the backlot.
Yeah. What about you, OGP?
So
how do you rank them?
So for me, I like them 1, 2, then 3.
Okay.
So 1 to me is in the conversation for greatest horror movie of all time. It is so good. It is a modern day Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes.
It is just phenomenal. I love the variety of kills, a little bit of comedy. You are rooting for characters, and then you have Jenna Ortega. You learn to fucking hate her. And then, when she gets killed, you're like, fuck yes. And it was a glorious kill. So, I absolutely loved everything about it. And Maxine, what we got with the Hollywood and everything, it was shot beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
But what was advertised, what they wanted you to believe in that trailer was that Maxine was going to be this killer. She was going to be the one out doing the shit. You come to find out that's not the case. Spoiler alert. I mean, we're fucking at the end of the year now. Come on, everybody. But when you find out that that's not the case, it's a little disappointing, and it's a different movie than the way they spun it in the trailer. Now, the supporting cast, Giancarlo Esposito, fucking amazing. I mean, it was good, and I love the Hollywood aspects. I love the 80s vibe, everything about it. I just wanted Maxine to be the killer. I wanted her to be the one that everybody loved, and then you found out that she was a killer. So I was disappointed with that, but whatever. It's not my movie. I didn't get to write it. But what the one knock I would say on really in the story was the whole religious thing at the end was just a little fucking hokey to me. And I didn't feel that that X or Pearl, I didn't feel there was hokiness at all. But the very end of Maxine, I was like, this is hokey. And so it took a hit. But I have not bought any of those movies yet because I am hoping and praying that they put out a box set. I would love to have a 4K box set of that. So,
yeah,
that's where I am. Man, Maxine, it was supposed to be my favorite of the year. Another one here, the John Ward you and I have talked quite in depth about, Long Legs. I have not gone back to revisit it yet. I still need to, but I've changed my original opinion about it a little bit. It almost made my list, but it didn't. But it's something I owe it to myself to go back and rewatch. Now, Robert, have you seen Long Legs?
No, I haven't. I've been wanting to see it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay. And John, your thoughts on it right now?
Loved it. It's on the list. You and I have this kind of Oz Perkins thing, which I really like, because we, the Black Coat's daughter, and how we kind of had a whole analysis of that, and now with Long Legs, and I love what this guy does, and being Anthony Perkins' son, and I think that he is now doing his next movie is a Stephen King film, so we'll see how that works. But I sent you that little kind of like clip that he put out there, which looks pretty good. But I love Long Legs. I think it's a character that Nicolas Cage has never played, and it's completely fresh. So I loved it.
Yeah, and I love what Oz Perkins is doing. His style of filmmaking is good. It's fresh. I like what he's doing. I mean, there's things. It's hard to be completely original, but I like the way he puts movies together. Let's see. Another movie that had a first half was good, but the second half, not so much. Maxine, I am right there with you, Tech 360, 100%. Turned it off 40 minutes in. Couldn't get into it. We'll have to finish it, though, day one. Oh, okay. Well, I like day one. Maybe give it another shot. It's not easy being green. There you go. Reggie and Kevin. Yeah, it's not easy being green.
It's funny with that type of stuff because, and Philip, this, if you would have talked to me maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, my view on this stuff would be totally different. And it's only within the last couple years that everything of mine has changed. And it's so it's weird. If you watch videos of me 2-3 years ago, it would be the exact opposite.
Yeah. And that's a lot of people are like that. You get beat over the head too much with certain things and you're like, enough. Yeah. Killer Care Bear, what's going on? Good to see you. How you doing? Happy New Year to you. I know it's a great name. Killer Care Bear is an absolute legend. Here is a movie I have not seen because I just don't care. Because you know what? I love the original, and you have, such a phenomenal cast in the movie Twister. And I didn't know who anybody was. It was in the movie Twisters. And part of me goes like, I don't want to ruin this franchise for myself because I love the original one. So I'm not going to watch it. So I've not seen Twisters. Robert, have you seen Twisters?
I saw Twisters and I liked it a lot.
Okay.
It's not better than the first one, of course, but I liked it a lot.
Is it a remake or like a sequel? or just totally irrelevant?
It's just irrelevant. It's just a different story.
Okay. John, have you seen Twisters?
No, but I want to. And the main guy in it was the kind of the Iceman character from Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
He's slowly becoming big. So
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's pretty good in this movie.
All right. Yeah.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Okay.
You might like it.
Okay. All right.
Here's I mean, the good thing about it is, and the director bashed on people for this because climate change and all that is not even brought up in the movie. And all of these, liberals and stuff like that criticized him. They're like, but what about global warming? What about blah, blah, blah? And he's like, F off. I made a movie for entertainment purposes. I'm not trying to make a point. I'm just trying to have, entertain people. And that was, I thought that was great. So that made me want to see the movie. I just never had a chance to.
Okay. Kevin says Twisters is pretty decent, and pretty much a standalone story. Okay, very cool. Yeah, maybe I'll give it a shot then. Was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. Now here we go. One of the big ones of the year, and I know we all love this. We don't need to spend too much time on it, but Deadpool, Wolverine blew my socks off. I saw it in the theaters twice. I have very much like superhero fatigue, but this was like the anti-superhero movie, and I really enjoyed the shots at these companies, at Disney and stuff, and Ryan Reynolds is brilliant for it. So John, Deadpool, Wolverine, I know you like the movie, but you want to give us a few words?
I absolutely loved it. I've seen it, I want to say 3 times now. Okay. And it that's one of the reasons why I went and actually watched some of the Marvel TV shows. Like Loki has a lot to do with that. So Miranda said, oh yeah, you need to see like Loki to really get Deadpool and Wolverine. So but I really loved it.
Yeah, and that's me. I if I gotta do homework to watch a movie, tapping out. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna go, and that's where like I've had a lot of conversations with Fat Samurai Guy and Lady Fat Blood, and they're like, if you watch this, you need to watch this first. I'm like, it ain't worth my time then. I'm gonna sit down and I want to watch something, and if it doesn't explain itself to me, Robert, your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine?
Loved it. One of my favorite movies of the year so far. I love the action, how bloody it was most times, and I just loved it.
From a person who used to own a Honda Odyssey, that Odyssey fucked hard. I love it. So then here we go. An interesting one. Trap. M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's Trap. I was excited. Like a lot of M. Night Shyamalan trailers, I was like, ooh, this looks good. Then I heard bad things, and I watched it, and I went, it wasn't that bad, but it's not that good. So mixed emotions on it. Robert, have you seen Trap?
I've seen it, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Okay. I didn't like it. I thought there was going to be an actual twist in the end, but like most of his movies are. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And John?
M. Night just sucks. The guy just sucks. I don't know how he keeps getting money to make movies. I mean, I think he's made like a few good films. I'm one of those people who didn't even like The Sixth Sense because there's one scene in The Sixth Sense that makes absolutely no sense, and if you watch it on a second viewing, it just doesn't. The movie is stupid. And it's, but I mean, I enjoyed Unbreakable and I liked Signs, and I mean, he's got his good movies, but Trap is just, and I enjoyed it in a bad way. Like my favorite movie to watch on Earth Day is The Happening. I love The Happening, but overall, M. Night just sucks. He's not.
Reggie just checked out the trailer for Osgood Perkins' The Monkey. It does look good. It does look very good. Kevin saw Deadpool Wolverine on a plane, little sleep, and I didn't get into it. Probably need to give it another try. So I would. So I got a story about watching a movie on a plane. I had seen Napoleon Dynamite at home and was like, I watched it again on a plane and I laughed my ass off. And now it's one of my favorite comedies of all time. So, maybe, give it another shot when you're a little more wide awake. Trapped into watching his daughter's concert film. There you go.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's a 2-hour promo for his daughter, who is her voice is so synthesized that it's just, I don't know, like people are saying, oh, she could sing and she wrote the songs and all that, but her voice is completely like digital.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's just a 2-hour promo for his daughter.
Yeah.
But if you listen,
Josh Hartnett, I like.
Yeah, he's great. If you listen to new music nowadays, though, it's all it is. It's all synthesized.
Yeah.
It's all like, I don't know if anybody's ever heard Taylor Swift sing live, but she sounds like a fucking broken goat. She's horrible.
I love those videos where she sings and the goat comes
Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Oh, it's so good. I laugh. I like in tears to this day anytime I see this.
Oh man.
But it's all computer generated stuff that makes these things.
Oh yeah.
Planet X. I don't know why, but I love M. Night so much. One of my favorites. Unbreakable is one of my tops. So Unbreakable, man.
Well,
Unbreakable,
the trilogy is good.
Yeah, Unbreakable, Glass, and was it the other one? Yeah, love that trilogy.
Unbreakable, Glass, and the multiple personality Split.
Yes,
Split,
yeah. All three of those are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Also love The Happening. Haven't seen Trap. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean Trap. It's not horrible, but it's just,
no.
I mean, it's put together well. It's visually, it's there. The acting's fine, whatever. But the story is kind of Do y'all ever get actor fatigue? Ryan Reynolds does that for me. NG, I definitely do. I hate Kevin Costner and Tom Cruise and I kid. No, for me it's more like superhero movie fatigue than a specific actor. But there are times where I'm just like, and I mean there's actors like that I got burnt out on before they burn out, like Jean-Claude Van Damme. I was like, man, I seen like 2 movies of his and I'm like, all right, I don't need to see any more. There's been actors that I've been burnt out on in the past. I can't think of any right now. Are there John, any actors you have fatigue on?
As much as I like Ryan Reynolds, he now just does kind of play the same thing over and over and over and over again. So it's Six Underground, which is the Michael Bay film, he is horribly miscast. His character, like, he is very well aware that he's in a movie, and that kind of ruins it. So I think he now kind of does just play the same character. But I like the guy. He's kind of like Jason Statham. He plays the same character in every single movie. But you love Jason Statham. You think that and
Liam Neeson too.
Liam
Neeson's had some dogs lately though, but he's the same guy in every damn movie. You just reminded me by saying something there, and that is one actor that I've had fatigue on, and I really hope this changes things, because I do like the turkey do and the turkey diddle. I wish my turkey only cost a nickel. Mr. Adam Sandler. Fuck, I can't stand his movies anymore. Like, oh my God. Oh.
I'm with you on that one.
But I hate Adam Sandler with an absolute passion.
I so hope Happy Gilmore 2 goes back to when he was good.
It's going to suck.
I
like him when he does dramas. Punch Drunk Love. Spanglish. I like when he does dramas. He's not funny to me. I mean the ukulele guy on Saturday Night Live. I'm sorry, you're not fucking funny, dude. You're not funny, and an 8-year-old would enjoy your humor. That's it. All this stuff.
Yeah.
He does money laundering, all that shit for fucking Netflix. He got paid so much money to do that stuff, and the movies were garbage.
Yeah.
So it's not.
Yeah. Robert, your fatigued actor. Do you have one or
right
more?
now? It's The Rock. He plays the same character.
Yeah, that's true.
That is
true.
Yeah, I just he's been picking so many bad movies nowadays. It's like, oh man.
I don't know. Maybe it's the whole like Pacific Islander thing. But you mentioning The Rock reminded me of Jason Momoa. And did you hear who Jason Momoa's new girlfriend is? She one time took a shit in Johnny Depp's bed.
No way.
Jason Momoa hooked up with Amber Heard. That's OGP's gossip corner for the week here. Yeah. What? Apparently, like it's official. They were like out in public together, smooching. So, Jason Momoa likes girls who shit the bed.
Wow. Well, he's gonna be the new what's his name? He was cast as Lobo in the new Supergirl that's coming up.
He would be good as Lobo.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of Lobo before in my life.
It's DC's version of Wolverine, basically.
Yes.
Okay. I am fatigued talking about fatigue.
Yeah.
Okay. So then August 9th, Cuckoo came out and I still haven't seen it.
No.
I take it back. I put it on, but then I fell asleep like 15 minutes in. Have you seen Cuckoo, Robert?
No, never even heard of it.
Yeah, it looks like Cuck Ooh, but it's I've heard it wasn't good, but it was like some people said, oh, you need to see it. So I just at some point I need to. John, have you seen it?
No, I know of it, but I haven't seen it. And
what's it about?
I don't know. I got to get there. I didn't watch far enough in to figure that out. I fell asleep. Yeah. Oh, House of G-Fam actor fatigue. Steven Seagal. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
A bit off topic. Anyone check out The Gentleman? That was a good Guy Ritchie series. I have not. Have you guys seen The Gentleman?
Nope.
I own it, but I haven't watched it yet. I own all of Guy Ritchie's movies, including Swept Away.
Don't worry, I haven't seen that. Musashi, I love Hubie Halloween. Oh, there you go. Sorry, John, I truly can't watch a Kevin Costner film. Reggie, you're not alone in that. Justin hates Kevin Costner.
Missing out.
So there's that. Yeah, Kevin Costner sounds like a sandwich I might pass on. It's the name of a sandwich. Hilarious. So then August 16th, quite possibly the best sci-fi of the year, Alien Romulus.
Oh,
I went in figuring it was going to be a complete turd. I was pleasantly surprised. It has some issues, like the very end is like, come on. It has some problems. I thought they were going to go agenda driven on it. They didn't. Maybe hints of it, but I wasn't, offended by it. But I thought Alien Romulus was pretty good. And if there's another one, I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. Let's see. John, have you seen Alien Romulus?
I was offended by it.
Were you offended by it?
Yeah. I am a huge Alien Predator fan, Terminator, all that type of stuff. And I love the director, but I hated the fact that the guy said, "Get away from her, you bitch." And this is a prequel to Aliens.
Oh,
so if you watch Romulus first and then go into Aliens, it just seems like Sigourney Weaver is just stealing the line. So I don't know why they did that. If they wanted him to say, "Get away from her," that's fine. But you didn't need to add the bitch part to it. I didn't like that they added in the crossbreed of the alien and human, because we've already had that in Alien Resurrection.
Yes.
And I think the story is pretty shitty. We know at the beginning of Alien that the alien at the end was destroyed by the jet engines. So to say that he was preserved in a rock and that's what they found and that's the alien, no.
Okay, no. Fair enough. And I will tell you, when I saw Alien Romulus, I had not seen Covenant. It had been a long time since I'd seen Alien. Aliens I'd watched not too long ago. Alien 3 I like, you know, when the prison planet stuff. But I wasn't up to speed on the entire franchise. And so I went in going like, okay, but I know like some of the things you've pointed out, John, yes, problems. The idea that they can just steal a spaceship and take off this prison planet
out
or
of
whatever.
Friggin' nowhere. I mean, and there's even somebody standing there, like a military guy who's standing, he's doing something, and the ship just takes off. But yet she's disappointed that she has to stay for like another 10 years on the planet to do work because it changed. Okay, well, apparently you could just take a ship and leave. and then this spaceship is nobody, like the government and stuff, like the company isn't going up there and either exploding it or taking it over. They're just letting it sit there. No. I don't. And then the stuff with E.M. Holm I thought was okay, but it looked kind of shitty. And I don't know. I think bringing dead actors back is I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah, he did look bad.
Yeah, there's a lot of issues with it. If it was a standalone movie, I go back to my theory on Dr. Sleep. If it was not a follow-up to The Shining, I would love it a lot more. I think if Alien Romulus wasn't attached to that, if the Alien franchise never existed, I think I would have loved it a lot more. But I didn't hate it, and not as much as you did, John. I hate to say it, but I kind of enjoyed it. Although I like the end. There's parts that really irked me, but in general, I had fun with it. Robert, your thoughts on
I'm with you. I would have loved it. I did enjoy it. I would have loved it if it wasn't for those problems that John mentioned, you know. But yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it. All, you know.
All right. Paranoid Android, what's up? Says Draft Day is the only good Kevin Costner movie.
That's a good film, but no, I will disagree with that. No.
Mario, what's up, Mario? How you doing? Romulus was the ultimate meh movie. Yeah, not good, not bad, just existed. I'm just glad the appreciated and established lore canon enough not to destroy it. So, and that's, you know what? Speaking of the franchise, what is the actor's name? Why am I drawing a blank on it? The actor that plays David. He's in that new show called The Agency on Paramount Plus.
Yeah, that's Cumberbatch.
No, not Cumberbatch.
No, not Benedict Cumberbatch.
But it's
but yeah, we know. Yeah. He was also Magneto.
Yeah, so that new show is phenomenal. So 2 shows right now, the Dexter show and The Agency, both phenomenal on Paramount Plus right now. It's worth getting Paramount Plus for a while. So yeah, his last name is got like that long last name. Anyways, we suck at names.
I will say with Alien Romulus, it kind of follows my thing with slasher movies or horror movies is because it was such a huge hit. Now Alien is back, so we're getting Alien Earth. They are doing a sequel to Romulus, so I'm all for it. I even though I didn't like the movie, I'm glad that it made a ton of money. So
looking forward to the show. I'm looking forward. Fingers crossed that it's good.
I hope so.
It's got a good showrunner on it.
NG's never seen any Alien movie besides Alien versus Predator. Wow. The original 3, you should definitely start watching them. Aliens, Alien 3 are phenomenal. They're absolutely phenomenal. 3 of the greatest sci-fis of all time. I thought the characters were weak in Romulus. Didn't care if they died. And yeah, I agree with you. There was no real attachment to any of the characters with me. But how you doing tonight, Jeff? The greatest movie of the year, my number 1 pick, Just kidding. I kid. Haha. August 23rd, The Crow.
Oh God.
Just kill me now. What the fuck was that?
Oh,
And John, that's what we reviewed. It was The Crow that you, I, and Jack reviewed.
Oh yeah. That's why I said that. I don't know if he like punks us or does whatever, because he talked about how much he loved The Crow, and then near the end of our interview, he then said, "Oh yeah, he hated it too." And I was kind of like, "Really? Was this such a joke the entire time?" So, but yeah, The Crow was awful.
Just
it was garbage. I got the original right here. This I love this one right here.
Nice.
I liked Wicked Prayer better than the remake.
Ooh.
What?
One of the sequels?
The Crow, Wicked Prayer.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the one with Edward Furlong. I like that.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
It was. We did that. We reviewed that on Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel, and it wasn't the worst Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel movie ever, but oh man, it's pretty tough. It is pretty tough.
It is before the Crow remake, it's the worst of the sequels. So each one kind of got worse.
It's pretty bad. Here we have a super chat. Planet X, thank you so much. You absolutely rock. You have joined the ranks of the channel legends. And I make note, I have a list. I'm not even kidding you when I tell you I have a list here of everybody. I'm not going to show it all, but anybody who's ever and you can go back through and you can find, but I have a list of everybody who's ever sent a super chat to the channel. Planet X, you absolutely rock. Thank you so much. Planet X says, have you guys mentioned the TV show Silo at all? Post-apocalyptic on Apple TV. Season 2 just came out. It's very good in my opinion. I have not seen it. I don't have Apple TV right now. Have either of you guys seen Silo?
No, I don't have Apple TV.
Okay, so yeah, maybe I will have to sign up for Apple TV again and check that out. I wish we could talk about it, but none of us have seen it, Planet X. But thank you very much for the recommendation. Let me. Here we go. My notepad. Got my handy dandy notepad here. Watch Silo. There it is. Notes taken. And thank you again for the super chat, and thank you more for the recommendation. Love the recommendations. Let's see here. So August 23rd, Strange Darling. Now, when this came out, Master Chaos told me he didn't hate it. He thought it was kind of pretentious, was not a fan of the way they bounced around with the different chapters. Have you guys start with Robert? Have you seen Strange Darling?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, John?
No of it, but I've not seen it.
Strange Darling is amazing. The twist is good. I love it. I love the way they did the chapters differently. So you kind of have to figure out what's going on through it. I thought it was great. Strange Darling has a chance to be on my list. It does.
Is it a movie or is it a show?
It's a show. Or no, it's a movie. It's a movie.
It's a movie. Okay.
And look, the legend, Mr. Slipcover Bulleit Blake, says Strange Darling was fantastic. See, man, at least great minds think alike. I don't know what MC was thinking, Bulleit, but man, Strange Darling was fucking great. Absolutely loved it. MC hated it. Fall Rain Tarot was the worst of 2024 for me. The worst. Wow. I'm going to let that slide just because
it's vamp time.
It's fucking vamp time. Oh, yeah, baby. Man, I love Tarot. I thought it was great, man. I thought it was great. But Bulleit, was the Crow sequel, was that one of your movies on the voyage? I think, was that yours? MC like long legs, and that was Trash Garbage. There you go. So I walked out. Wet Movie 1 kept having to wake me up. I went and saw that with Wet Movie 1 and Master Chaos, and Wet Movie 1 kept having to wake me up during Long Legs.
But we love Long Legs.
Oh, that's funny. I'm not there at love it yet, but I do think I need to revisit it. That's why I bought it. That's why I bought it. I'm a fan of the director. Yes, no, Kill a Care Bear. It is indeed.
It's vamp time.
It's fucking vamp time. So, and if anybody doesn't know, there's a little old movie called Slayers that stars the Punisher, and the movie sucks ass, and they glue this horrible beard on him, but it's hysterical. Okay, so yeah, I thought it was you, Bulleit, that made us watch The Crow 4 Wicked Prayer. Yeah, he's the one that did it to us. But yeah, that was tough, man. And we love Eddie Furlong, but god dang, that movie sucked. Even Salem's Lot remake was hot garbage. Yeah, you know what? And we haven't got there yet. I think we're getting close. But man, yeah, Salem's Lot. I got a little bit different opinion there. A little bit different. So Strange Darling is great. Highly recommend it.
Okay.
September 6th, Beetlejuice, boring juice. Robert, what was your thoughts?
Yeah, it was okay.
You don't have to agree with me.
No. Yeah. I mean, it was okay. I think the only character that I really liked was Bob.
Bob was hysterical. Yes.
Yeah, he was awesome.
I liked most of the characters. I just the story wasn't compelling.
It was
like this uninspired story. So I don't know. It was boring to me. Very boring. It had all the visual elements that you wanted, but the story was boring. John,
I think if I remember right, I think Rachel she liked it a lot. I think.
Okay, it did have a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
John, your thoughts? Would you care to reiterate your thoughts on Beetlejuice?
Garbage. Got it. I hate that movie, and I'm a Tim Burton fan. And it's boring as shit. And Philip and I saw it together with Matt, and I had to nudge Philip because he was sleeping. He was snoring during the movie. And it was really bad. It was boring. It was awful. Yeah. It was I knew that the film had problems just from the beginning credits with how slow that camera was moving through the town. When the first movie, it was like fast, dun, 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 it's doing this.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's like, okay, what's going on? Why is this moving so slow?
Yeah.
I hated it. I truly hated it.
Yeah. I wanted to like it so badly, but yeah. Balzer's at home throwing shit at the screen right now, getting all mad at us. Damn you guys, unsubscribing to OGP. Bulleit says they didn't utilize Bellucci enough. Her character felt like a throwaway. I know. You had it was like you had opportunity to blow our socks off with a couple different storylines, and it just fizzled. It did.
If you cut out her character, it wouldn't make a difference.
Yeah. As far as the story, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Slipcover, you're absolutely right. Throwaway character. Yep. So here we go. A week later, I was refreshed and pleasantly surprised at the movie theater when I saw Speak No Evil, and I fucking loved it. Fucking loved Speak No Evil. It was great. You know what? And so I had to go watch the original, which came out 3 years ago or whatever. And I like the new one better. I really, really do. Okay. The whole debate is for a different show. But Speak No Evil was so good. And man, just what a fucking creep he played, man. So good. John, have you seen Speak No Evil? Your thoughts?
I have not, but I want to.
Okay. I hope you enjoy it. Robert?
No, I have not, but I also want to watch it.
Man, neither of you guys. You're killing me here. You got to watch it. You guys, I hope you enjoy it. Another one that is potentially the best movie of the year. September 20th, we got The Substance. Low key, under the radar. And then when I saw it, I mean, forget the fact that out of like whatever, say 90 minutes, 90, just say an hour and 15 minutes of nudity. Forget all that. This story was phenomenal. and the end and the twist, and where it was kind of like society and a basket case and just batshit crazy. I mean, it really did take me back to basket case, society, and Dead Alive. I mean, it just craziness in the third act. I fucking love The Substance. Maybe the best of the year. We'll have to wait and see. Robert, have you seen The Substance?
Yes, I loved it. I loved it. I was nervous going into it because I didn't know anything about the movie. Everybody was talking about it, and I watched it, and yeah, it was an awesome movie. I loved it.
Best way to go into it. And I love how the hallway scenes and stuff, I felt like a lot of the cinematography was paying homage to Kubrick. I just loved the way everything was framed. I loved it. John, your thoughts? I don't really remember your thoughts on this one. Where are you at with The Substance?
I really enjoyed it, but I got really tired of the man bashing.
Okay. And now I remember talking to you about it. And I didn't see it that way. It is so fucking good that I did.
There's like not one nice man in the entire movie. There just is if they're all scumbags. And I.
But that's Hollywood. There are no nice people in Hollywood except for Master Chaos. The rest of them are all dickheads. So that's kind of the way I look at it. Is they're bashing Hollywood more than men is what I felt.
I really enjoyed the film. I like the soundtrack. I like how it was shot. It's body horror. I'm a huge David Cronenberg fan. So but it's probably something that he would have made, or maybe now his son could do something like that. So yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I just got tired of the man bashing, and I'm just tired of man bashing in general, because not every man is a freaking rapist or an asshole.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of that going on nowadays. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I can see how that you could get a little fatigue from that stuff. Yeah. So Adam saw the original, didn't care for it. Maybe check out the remake. I think we're talking about Speak No Evil. Yeah. So the remake is a little less violent, and that's where a lot of people like, oh no, the original one, because the original one, you see a kid get his tongue cut off and stuff. This is fucking intense, but it's not like that. It's just really good. So check out the remake. To me, I like it better. Speak No Evil, absolutely great, says Kevin. Nice. So Mr. Slipcover says, I'll disagree with you there. The Substance was easily the best film of the year, and then the ending ruined the entire thing and made it one of the worst. What? Oh man, no, I see, and I loved how cheesy it, because it went so far off the rails. It went like Basket Case, that goofy little animal, or that person, whatever, or like Society, where they melted together and stuff. I thought it was, I loved it how far off the rails it went. A lot of
people didn't like the ending.
Yeah, you know what? But for me, being a massive fan of Dead Alive, with just the blood spraying everywhere, I thought was hysterical. So I loved how far off the rails, because you did not expect that.
Exactly.
You did not see that coming, and it just hard left turn about 80% of the way through the movie, and the end was batshit. So I loved it. I'm sure we're going to talk about that a little bit more here when we get to our list in just a moment. And we are just a couple minutes away, everybody, from going down our top 10 and our top bottom 10 lists. We're going to get those in just a couple moments. NG, you rock, homeboy. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. Put me on that list, OGP. Please talk Black Mirror in general, the upcoming season with Paul Giamatti, Kristen Milotti. Man, don't we all fucking love Kristen Milotti now? Oh my God. She, The Penguin, one of the greatest television shows of all time now. Emma Corrin. Yes.
Oh,
and James Gunn is going to fuck it all up.
We'll see.
They're already holding it. The Batman Part 2, which is supposed to be the sequel to The Penguin, is now not coming out for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because he wants to make it part of his universe. So that means that we're not going to get the Batman Part 2, which means we're not going to get the Joker, which was going to be the other series, and then we're not going to get Batman Part 3. And there was this whole world, and now they're very concerned. Warner Brothers is really concerned that people are going to get confused. So now James Gunn wants to bring it over to his. Superman is getting really bad reviews. And so it's like, no, James Gunn is gonna fuck this thing up completely.
Because it was supposed to come out next year, but they pushed it to 2000 what?
Like
at least 26.
26,
yeah. We'll see, man. We'll see. I just have to hold out hope. I gotta hold out hope. I want them to be so good. Superman, I don't give a shit about Superman. I really don't. But NG, I have not watched any of the Black Mirrors, and I need to get to those. They're on the list. Didn't what's his name? Paul Aaron Paul was in one of them, right? But I need to watch those, NG. And NG, you may already be on the list, aren't you? Going back. Well, okay, maybe not. But you, sir, or I believe Sir NG, are now on that list. Neon Demon was great. Hollywood Realism 2 opinion. I've not seen that. I've not seen
Neon
that.
Demon is good.
I kick ass for the Lord. John Ward kicks ass for the Lord. He does. He is.
I do kick ass for the Lord. I really do.
Love the Jeff. Love the substance, but the ending did throw me off. Oh man, I thought the ending is what made it. It was the icing on the cake. I fucking loved it. So here we go. Okay, so we got to move on. We got to get to this. September 20th. Never Let Go. Never saw it because the kids hold on to the rope. What do you think is going to happen? The kids aren't going to hold on to the rope. I don't need to see that. So have you guys seen it?
Nope.
I have no idea.
Yeah. John, I'm sure you've seen this. I'm not sure about Robert, but Transformers 1. I've not seen it. Just not into animation preference. Nothing against it. Your thoughts?
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Now I've heard that it's amazing
movie too, and I have not seen it. No, it's
I've
supposed
heard
to
it's
be a
great.
prequel. Wow. Yeah, I've heard really good things about it. It made no money, so all the sequels got canceled. But I'll probably buy it eventually on Blu-ray. But yeah, I mean, surprisingly, I'm holding out for the Transformers G.I. Joe crossover.
Yeah. Two things we need in our life: Transformers G.I. Joe movie and a Robotech Voltron crossover movie, or just a fucking Robotech live action. Please, Sony, get your head out of your fucking asses and make the movie, please.
Yeah.
Robert, have you seen Transformers 1?
I saw it and I loved it. Loved it. I didn't think I was gonna love it or like it, but it surprised me. I loved it. I loved it.
All right. Okay. Maybe we'll have to watch it and then get a review going here, John. A better late than never review.
Yeah.
A movie that I had never even heard of until I just happened to scroll past it. September 27th, we got Bagman. Have you guys even heard of Bagman?
Mm-mm. Never heard of it.
Bagman is fucking good. I was blown away. So Bagman, you got a girl who inherits this bar like in London or somewhere in England from her dad, who was kind of estranged. She didn't like him, but she comes to find out why their relationship was bad, because the dad really didn't want her there and stuff. Bagman is when somebody you know dies, you go down into the basement of this bar and you can, for like 2 minutes, if you bring an item that like belonged to that person who's now dead, you can hand it to the bagman and then you get to talk with the dead person for 2 minutes, but you can't go longer than 2 minutes or else bad shit starts to happen. And what do you think's going to happen? It's very good. Bagman, highly recommend. I think it was straight to streaming, but very good. Underrated, under the radar. Bagman, very good. You guys need to check that out.
Okay.
Another movie that, surprisingly enough, I have completely blown off, so I'm putting it in the very bad pile because I've heard not much good about it. Megalopolis.
Oh yeah, I haven't been a Coppola fan for decades. Yeah, he just makes movies for himself. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Have you seen it, Robert?
Nope.
Yeah.
I heard bad things.
Yep.
He was one of our greatest filmmakers, and then
Yeah.
it's just no.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Julia Garner, 2 hours and 10 minutes ago, Apartment 7A. Have you guys seen that?
No.
I need to. It's a Michael Bay produced, so I still need to see it.
It's like kind of like a knockoff Rosemary's Baby.
Oh.
It's a slow burn, but it's good. It's good, and Julia Garner's phenomenal. Love her. If you don't like her, you're gonna have to kill me. And if you don't know that reference, fuck you. I'm kidding. But Ozark is phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal. Love the show Ozark. One that I was very much excited for, and was a little bit of a letdown because I love Samara Weaving, Azrael. Have you guys seen that?
No.
Do you know who Samara Weaving is?
No.
So she is I'm drawing a blank on all her movies right now, but she is one of she was the first kill in Scream 6. Fat Samurai Guy.
From okay, yeah.
Okay.
From like, what is it, Ready or Not, or
Ready or Not? Yes, thank you.
Okay.
And Guns Akimbo and Mayhem, like everything she touched until Azrael was gold. Now Azrael was okay, but it just left a lot to be desired. So, but it's still worth a watch. So then October 3rd, we have Salem's Lot. To me, it was okay. It wasn't mind-blowing. It did not, like, if you were going to go like, I'm going to remake Salem's Lot, I'm like, you need to fucking nail this. And I don't think they nailed it. Robert, have you seen the new Salem's Lot?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay. And I saved you for last, John, because I know you have an opinion about this.
I am a Stephen King purist, so which is why I like the Shining miniseries over the Kubrick one, even though the Kubrick one is beautiful. And it is the remake of Salem's Lot is not the book. It is the furthest from the book that you can get, including the original miniseries by Tobe Hooper, which also does not follow the book. And the miniseries in the 90s with Rob Lowe does, with Rutger Hauer as Barlow. That is by far the best version of the book. And but I actually did like the remake in some areas. So okay. Just like Tobe Hooper, I enjoyed some areas of that, but it's the weakest out of the miniseries, I think, or the versions.
Okay. Now one that's definitely going to be on some lists here this year at the end of the year. Joker Folly Apu. Wow, what in the fuck was that? I was so angry at this movie. I'm so fuck you. If you don't get that reference, you may be a fish out of water. But Robert, Joker Folly Apu, what are your thoughts?
Haven't seen it because I've heard bad things about it.
Good for you. Congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Don't waste your time.
Okay.
John, how are you holding up after watching Joker Folly Apu?
I think I liked it more than a lot of people did. I like Todd Phillips. The Hangover is my favorite trilogy as far as the comedy goes. And I enjoy his other movies too. I love Joker. I thought Joker was awesome. Pretty much everything that he has made has led up to Joker. But I kind of agree with Quentin Tarantino when he says that this is just a giant fuck you, and that Todd Phillips is the Joker. That, and so it is on my list, but it's not good. It's not good. But I think I liked it more than other people did.
Okay. Yeah, I was so angry. So angry. Now here comes another interesting one. Terrifier 3. John, I know you are a big fan. Robert, Terrifier.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it, but I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. All right. John, so I'll just say, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I was hoping it would pull me into the franchise because I'm just not a big Terrifier fan. I am an Art the Clown fan, the character, but the movie stories, I'm like, this did not pull me into the franchise. There were some elements that were very funny. Art the Clown is a very good character. I just think Damien Leone is not a great director. Hate to say it, but I'm not a big fan. John, go ahead. Tell me why I'm dead wrong.
Love Terrifier 3. I still think Terrifier 2 is the best. I first discovered Art the Clown with All Hallows Eve and have been a fan ever since. I loved that we got to meet Damon Leone and the cast and stuff like that at Creep I.E. So that, having our Funko Pops of Art the Clown signed, that made me love the series even more, because we got to talk to them. I love Terrifier 3, even though it does have problems near the end. I've heard that they are going to be coming out with a longer cut, so maybe some of those things will be, fixed. But I mean, when you look at the budget of the movie, it actually might be the highest grossing movie of the year. So this film only cost like $5 million.
Percentage wise, yes. So
it ended up making something like $40 million. $2
million budget. No, it's over 60. Last I looked.
So that's the highest grossing movie of the year. Yeah.
Percentage wise, 100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Kevin says Terrifier 2 is better for sure. Robert hasn't even watched a movie. No, Robert is not the diehard that John and I are, and so it is what it is. It's fair, but he's still one of the homies and loves a good movie now and then. He's just a busy guy. He's a busy guy. Planet X, I refuse to watch Joker of Poo Poo. Save yourself the time. You're not missing anything.
Yeah.
And Jude says pass. Yeah. Please remake Christine. No one. Do not. So she does not want a Christine remake. Isn't that happening already though? Isn't there rumor that that's going down? I don't know.
There is a rumor of Christine being remade, but it's if they stick with the book, it could be redone because Carpenter's Christine is not exactly the book. So if that's what they need to do, they need to stick to the books.
Yeah.
Tech 360 says big money for such a small budget. Yes. $89.63 million.
Wow.
Terrifier 3 has made. It's absurd for a $2 million budget. And I keep saying this. You know what? Damien Leone, the entire cast and crew that we've met, phenomenal people, wonderful people. I wish them nothing but success. I'm just not a fan of Damien Leone's directing. There's nothing against him as a person. I just hope that they got a good amount of this. I hope that all the profit didn't go to the people that funded them. I hope that they are padding their pockets from this a little bit. So Michael Bay presents Christine. Sign John Ward up today.
That is one I don't want. So that is no.
All right. So moving on. One that I was very underwhelmed with. I had hoped for a little bit better. I wanted a resolution to the original Smile movie, and I got something else. Smile 2. I'm not the biggest fan. It wasn't the worst movie ever, but I'm not a big fan. Robert, have you seen it?
Yes, we went to see it, and I actually liked it. The dancing part, that it didn't bother me, but I enjoyed it.
We're coming to get you. It's so scary.
Yeah, that was a little cheesy right there. Yeah.
So, and I know I remembered you, Rachel, seeing it and saying you guys enjoyed it. So, John, your thoughts on Smile 2?
I thought it was better than Smile. I really like Smile 2. They're making Smile 3 because it made a ton of money.
The first 10 or 15, the first opening scene of Smile 2 was fucking phenomenal. Was great. The way that movie started, I was like, yes. And then I didn't really care about the singing.
You mean you didn't like the yeah.
Oh man, the water drinking was tough for me. That was tough for me.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough. Yeah.
Okay, and a movie that I don't know if either of you have seen, and if you have, I'll be very happy to hear your thoughts. A movie I went and saw with Master Chaos and a few other folks, and we were all blown away and absolutely loved. It's not horror, but it's worthy of talking about. It's going to get some awards, and that is Anora. Have you guys seen it?
No.
I haven't even heard of it.
Oh, it is like, John, I think you'll love it. It is like a Russian hangover movie. So it's this guy who hooks up with this girl in this strip club. Ooh, and I can't believe there's a cameo in the movie from the spinning ballerina. What did we call her there in Vegas? She's on Fremont Street. She's like a crackhead, and she just stands there with her arms out, spinning around in circles. She's not an actress or nothing. She's literally a crackhead on Fremont Street, and she makes a cameo in this movie, spinning around in circles. And they like mock her in the movie. Wet Movie 1 was spinning around next to her in his video,
and she got mad at him.
Got fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Yes, she's in the movie. But Anora is phenomenal. So this Russian guy, it's his parents that are rich. They're like rich mobsters. They're bad people. But the son is like acting like he's Mr. Big Bucks. He hooks up with this stripper, falls in love with her. They get married. And then the parents send like the Russian Gestapo to come track him down and annul this divorce because they want him to marry some Russian girl. And he disappears. And now it's them trying to find her. And this goofy, chaotic stuff happening, like The Hangover when they're looking for Doug. So it's a lot of fun. It is not a horror movie. It's an action romance comedy. I would describe it as a Russian hangover. So I highly recommend it. It is very good.
Michael Fassbender.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you, David. Yeah, David. Yeah, David. Prometheus and all them goodness alien movies. Isn't it funny how you give it enough time, poof, there it is.
Yeah.
Conclave. Have either of you seen Conclave yet?
No, and I wanted to until I found out what the ending was, and now I don't want to watch it.
See, that's I loved it all the way through, and then you get to the ending, and it's like, ooh, now I don't know if I like this movie or not. I mean, I fucking loved it all the way through. And the twist at the end is woke agenda shit. I just but the first
that's 95%.
The first 95% of the movie was phenomenal. So yeah, that's a tough one. Venom Last Dance.
It's on my list.
You haven't seen it yet.
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay. Oh, it's on your list. Okay.
It's on my list. Yeah.
I thought you meant, okay. I was thinking on your list to watch. Okay.
No, I have seen all of the Sony Venom verse because it's definitely not the Spider Verse. I've seen all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Robert, have you seen it?
I saw it. It was okay. It was all right.
I was just waiting for the story to really get going.
Yeah.
We never never got going. Very anticlimactic.
Yeah.
So another one that was kind of under the radar for me, and I saw Don't Move. Have you guys seen this?
No, I haven't seen it.
I think it was straight to streaming. Don't Move is fucking phenomenal. So it's about a girl who you find out her kid, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but you find out her kid died, and she's dealing with the depression and stuff from what happened to her kid. I'm not even going to tell you what happened or anything, but she goes alone in the woods contemplating her life and stuff, and she runs into this guy who tries to befriend her, and then you find out he's a bad guy. He injects her with some stuff that like paralyzes her, and but slowly starts to paralyze her. It's fucking good. I did not expect it to be this much meat on the bones when it came to the story. Very good story. So, what was your question, Robert?
What's it called?
Don't Move.
Don't Move. Okay, because I'm writing it down. Don't Move. Okay.
Don't Move. Yeah. Mr. Bones. What up, Mr. Bones? Anora has really good reviews. Planet X Anora is phenomenal. Phenomenal. You need to check it out. Tech 360 thought it was pretty good. Nice. Casey's wife in Don't Move. Casey Affleck. Is that his wife? Or is that what you're talking about? Sounds interesting. I'll have to watch it. Don't Move. Don't Move is good. I highly recommend it. And then a movie that I watched, courtesy of John Ward mentioning, Elevation. Another under the radar, very good movie.
Is that movie out already?
Yes, John and I watched it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch
recommend. Yep.
Okay.
Get your list out. John, thoughts on Elevation?
If you like A Quiet Place, you'll like Elevation. It's Mackie, blanking on first name. I know who you're talking about.
Falcon, Captain America.
Anthony Mackie. And
Anthony, there you go.
It's basically it's called Elevation because these kind of beetle creatures, there's like an earthquake and there's all these sinkholes, and these creatures come out and they start attacking everybody, but they can only go to a certain elevation in the mountains.
Yeah.
So everybody lives way up here, but every once in a while they got to go down to get supplies and do other things. So I really enjoyed the movie. It's one of these films where, and I even brought this up to Philip when we reviewed it, where nobody's gender is brought up, nobody's race is brought up, it's never at any point does Anthony Mackie go, oh, you don't like me because I'm a black man? Go ahead and say the word. None of this stuff is said. There's two women in there that nobody goes, oh no, you can't go to town because you're a woman. None of this happens. It's just a solid, good kind of sci-fi action type of thing that has no gender whatsoever, and
desperately needs a sequel, or and prequel. It needs both.
Yeah.
So Mr. Bone saying, Casey from Yellowstone, his wife on Yellowstone. Oh, okay. Oh, pardon me. Let's see. Okay. So Elevation was good. Excuse me. I know I'm gonna fuck this up. Heretic. Have you guys seen Heretic yet?
No.
I was hoping for a lot better, but it is pretty damn good.
Really?
I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I'd hoped, but I'll give it like a 7 out of 10.
So you recommend
definitely worth the watch. Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Then Red One. I enjoyed it. John and I also reviewed it, part of double feature with Elevation, right?
We both liked it. Yeah.
And Robert, have you seen Red One yet?
No, I haven't. I want to see it. I know it's streaming right now. I know it's streaming, so I want to watch it.
Rock fatigue, though, right?
Yeah,
So now here we are. Gladiator 2. I told myself I was going to go see it at the theater at the weekend it came out, and I just don't care to see it. It's supposedly it's good or whatever. I don't know. I just don't care. The first Gladiator movie, it's a classic or whatever. I just don't know that I needed this in my life, even though I love Denzel. John, have you seen Gladiator 2?
Yes, I actually saw it the same day I saw Wicked, so I did the Glicked. double
Okay.
feature, kind of like Barbenheimer. So yeah.
Okay.
It's just a remake of the first film. They retcon a lot of stuff. The CGI is not great. They throw everything in from the entire house into this movie. But I guess historically, kind of like the first film, is a lot of this stuff did happen, but it wasn't within that time frame. So they took events from 100 years later, 50 years later, and kind of put them all into this movie. So like Denzel Washington's character is a real person. I don't think he was black though, but he does become emperor for a year and then they behead him. So so a lot of this stuff is real. It did happen. It's just they just kind of threw all this stuff in from different years. It was entertaining. It was okay. The lead actor is no Russell Crowe, and the two emperors are not, they're no Joaquin Phoenix. So
okay. Yeah, I don't know. Someday I'll probably watch it. But someday I'll probably also watch the
Ambulance
Passion of the Christ. I don't know about that. Then we already talked about Wicked, so we'll skip that. Now, November 27th, Dear Santa with Jack Black. I was not, because Jack Black is on my shit list, but I watched it anyways. John?
I hate Jack Black. I've never been able to stand Jack Black. I think he's maybe made 2 movies, and that's 2 good movies, and that's before he was Jack Black. I can't stand the guy. I just do not like him.
In this movie, it's the same old Jack Black shtick. Robert, have you seen it?
No, I can't. Yeah, I also can't stand Jack Black. I haven't seen that movie either. So
okay, it was okay. It was okay.
Really?
And then two movies that I've been on my list to watch and I haven't got around to either: Night Bitch and Werewolves. Have you, Robert? Have you seen Night Bitch or Werewolves?
I have not seen Night Bitch. I wanted to watch Werewolves, couldn't see it because they weren't playing in the movie theater at all over here. I don't know why.
It only was in theaters for like a couple days and then it disappeared. Yeah.
Really? I was so disappointed because I wanted to see it.
Yeah, me too. I'm still waiting to see it. John, I know you've seen Werewolves. Night Bitch, have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Werewolves?
Please,
no spoilers, but yeah, I'm curious.
That's fine. I really enjoyed it, but I did not like the ending. On my channel, I did do like a 30-minute review on it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, thank you. It's Stephen C. Miller, who I am a fan of, and it's basically, it really is like The Purge, but with werewolves to a degree. Yeah. But it kept reminding me of, for some reason, that vampire film Daybreakers. And Daybreakers, if you took the vampires out and put in werewolves, would almost be a sequel to Werewolves, even though it was made first. But I enjoyed it. I just did not like the last 10 minutes. I just didn't like how it ended.
Yeah.
Did you like Daybreakers?
It's worth watching.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. Tech 360, I am with you. Love Amy Adams. I'm hoping Night Bitch is good. It looks like could be one of those ones that's under the radar, but I have not heard any like good or bad reviews, which means it's a sleeper, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
That Werewolves review was good. John, House of G Fam says,
thank you.
Big ups to John. Well,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice. So we're down to the end here. Craven the Hunter. I will admit, I am guilty. The trailer, I thought, this looks so good. I was excited for it. And whoa, did they shit the bed? Wow, was that terrible? John, have you watched Craven?
I've reviewed all of the Sony Venomverse movies. I don't understand what they're doing. I don't get it. Sony has now come out saying they could have put Spider-Man in all of these movies and they chose not to.
Wow.
So I don't understand what they're doing with they're taking villains and making them anti-heroes, and it doesn't make any sense.
I hate when they do that. They make them anti-heroes. Just make them villains. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to make every single one
I was
Anti-Venom.
so, even though the Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't great, I love the stuff with the Sinister Six. I love how it ended with the big, huge mechanical rhino with Paul Giamatti in it. And it just that great shot of Spider-Man with the web, with the manhole, you know, like lid just about to hit him. Like, oh, part 3 is going to be awesome. We're going to get Sinister Six. Nothing
at all.
And I don't know what Sony is doing. I don't know what they're doing with the Venom movies. I don't know what they're doing with Madam Web. I don't know what they're doing with Morbius. I don't get it. I don't understand what they're doing.
Yeah.
So
I did hear that they made these movies so they can keep the rights to the characters.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So that's what I heard, and it makes sense. It makes sense. So
yeah. Well, Kraven is that character has such potential.
Yes.
You could have made such a great movie. The premise sounded good. But yeah, they shit the bed with it. It's pretty terrible.
Yeah. I didn't see it because of all the bad reviews. So I'm not interested now. So
yeah. And then Nosferatu is our last big one of the year to talk about. And I just put up the review. Like I said in my review, I felt like it was I mean, it's the same. It's all from the same book. It's all we know. It's all from the same book, Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
So this was like to me, this was like Bram Stoker's Dracula, you know, but shot like the original Nosferatu. And there was some parts of it that I thought were very good. I thought the acting was all phenomenal. I thought the you know, the setting, the set decoration, the scenery, the locations, makeup, effects, all that stuff was great. But I'm like, I know the story, so I need something outside of the box. I need you to give me a little something new or a new nugget or something.
Yeah.
And it just kind of felt flat to me. So, you know, I don't know. John, have you seen it yet?
No, but I've seen a lot of the other versions of it. So, but no, I haven't seen it yet. I do want to. I mean, I like the director.
Yeah.
So, but
Willem Dafoe. I'll watch anything Willem Dafoe does. So there's.
Well, now, did you like Shadow of the Vampire?
You want to know a secret? I had not seen Shadow of the Vampire until the day after I went and saw Nosferatu. I got home and I was like, you know what? I need to watch that because I haven't seen it yet. And so I watched that. And I know a lot of people that have told me they've loved it. I thought it was good. But you know, but it didn't blow my socks off. I thought it was good. It was interesting, and I liked, you know, especially, you know, Willem Dafoe is fucking a phenomenal actor. It's so hilarious. But it didn't blow my socks. It was good. It was good. I'll give it like I'll give it 7 out of 10, like a 3.5. But I know a lot of people I think liked it more than I did.
I really enjoyed it. Once again, it's the whole Hollywood thing, and I like that director. He did a great movie with Ben Kingsley called Suspect Zero, which has a great beginning to it. And the director just kind of faded away, which is weird. But because he was getting up there, but he just kind of disappeared. But Suspect Zero was really good with Ben Kingsley.
Yeah, I didn't know that was Johnny Depp's daughter at first in Nosferatu.
Oh, that's his daughter. You know what? I heard somebody was talking about how Johnny Depp can't go see any of her movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sex scenes and stuff. So okay. Yeah. I mean, there's there's some nipples exposed. So
she is awful in that HBO show that she did. Oh my God, is that awful with the Weeknd?
Which show?
The Idol.
I haven't even heard of it.
Everybody is awful in that. So
wow.
It is bad.
Happy New Year to you, Sean 420. So here we go. So we have gotten through the list of the movies. That's what came out this year. It is time for John and I don't, Robert, do you have a list prepared? I know I didn't.
I didn't have time to make a list because I didn't read your message on in my Instagram, so I didn't have time.
No, that's fine. No, and I didn't expect it. I talked about this with John a couple days ago, gave him some warning, gave him some time. So that's okay. But so John and I have compiled our top 10 and our bottom 10 movies of the year. Should we just start from worst to absolute best? Should we start from best to absolute worst? What are your thoughts, John? I'll let you pick.
I think starting with worst. I like worst.
Okay.
I like worst better than
now, do we start with our worst or our number 10 and then go
I think
down
10 and work down.
Okay. So, now would you I'll let you are the guest. I will let you start. Do we do your 10, then my 10, then your 9, then my 9? Or do we blow through your list, then go to my list? What do you think?
I could go through my worst, and then you could do your worst, then I'll do my best. And then you want to do it that way?
Perfect. Yep. Okay. So, drum roll, please. John's 10th worst movie of the year is.
And I did work on this. I was at work, and I actually really went over this. So they may not be exact. You might be able to flip a couple here and there, but number 10, Joker 2.
Joker 2. Oh, look, it covers your face. My bad. Joker 2. Joke's on you, John. Yes. Hey, that's definitely on my list. I don't know if it's the 10th worst of the year, but okay. Interesting.
It's in my mind the most harmless.
But like you said, you like it more than most people, or you don't hate it as much as most people.
Yeah, I dislike it, but I don't dislike it as other people do. Number 9, Alien Romulus.
Oh,
interesting. Okay. Man, I do have I should have moved these up. My bad.
The more I think about it, the less I like it. So I don't know. I'll buy it eventually because I got all the other ones. But
okay.
Number 8, Madam Web.
You didn't like it that much, huh?
Okay. Well, like I said, it's got two spots.
Okay.
Number 7 is Kraven the Hunter.
Okay.
Number 6 is Venom 3. So Venom the Last Stand.
Okay.
Number 5, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Wow, our lists are so completely different. It's amazing. I love it.
Number 4, Beetlejuice.
Wow, okay. Balls are just he unsubscribed to me earlier. Unsubscribed to me earlier. Now he's unsubscribing to you. Okay.
Number 3, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Okay.
Number 2, The First Omen.
Okay.
And number 1, The Crow.
The Crow.
I was like, what's left? Okay. Oh man, very interesting. So, it is funny how different our lists are. But my list maybe focuses more. I don't know that it focuses a whole lot more on horror, but it really kind of does. So, my 10th worst movie of the year. This is number 10 for me. Blocking John's face. Sorry, John. The First Omen.
I'm okay.
That is number 10.
Okay. At least it's on the list.
Number 9, Strangers Chapter 1.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't mention either of those, did you?
First Omen, I did, yeah.
Okay. Did you? Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, that was your like number 3, huh? Or
number 2.
Number 2. Oh, wow. Okay.
Hate that ending.
Then number 8, I give it to Megalopolis, which I have not even seen, but it was bad enough that we thought, fuck that movie. And then number 7, Beverly Hills Cop Axel Fuck Off.
Okay.
Number 6, The Exorcism. Another one I haven't even seen, but fuck off.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I've seen every one of mine.
I've heard so much bad things about it. A movie that, you know what? I think we talked about and I destroyed here a little while ago. Land of Bad. Ugh. I could not even get through it. There it is.
No idea.
Yeah. It's got Liam Hemsworth, Russell Crowe. Oh, another dog shit one Russell Crowe did.
Wow,
Russell
it's
Crowe's-
got two Hemsworths in it.
Wow.
Russell Crowe's supposed to be like this military officer, but he's this fat fuck that doesn't even fit into the uniform. It's so bad. But yeah, so you got two Hemsworths and Russell Crowe's, Luke and Liam. So maybe you want to check it out and hate it as much as I do, hopefully.
Okay.
So we can be on team fuck that movie. So then I think that was 6. So then number 5, right? No, that was number 5. So number 4, Civil War.
I can understand
Fuck that movie. Number 3, most shittiest movie of the year, and ooh, was it shitty? And John, you didn't mention. I'm kind of surprised. In a Violent Nature.
I haven't seen it. So
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
It was tough. That was tough.
It's tough.
My second most fuck you movie of the year, The Crow.
wow, number 2. Okay.
Number 2. Wow.
Which only leaves
Oh, okay.
the Joker, Folly a Poo Poo. Yeah.
Poo-poo.
Yes. It was so to answer the poll question, from my opinion, I do believe it was a good year in movies. There were a lot of fucking stinkers, but there was so much goodness to make up for it. And so with that, I think we ought to take, before we go into our best, let's take another look at the poll and see where the poll stands right now. Because I think we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to everybody who's voted. We have 55 votes in so far. 55 votes. Ooh, and it's swayed a little bit. 60% say yes, it was a good year in movie. 40% say no, it was not a good year in movies. Very interesting. So it is swayed to the better part. Balzer says, I Beetlejuice didn't make your top 10, so I resubscribed. Balzer's back. Yes, the lurker has returned.
Well, and I have, so the 2 that I crossed off the 3 that I crossed off my worst list to get it down to 10. I did have Trap, but I crossed it off because at least I was entertained by its badness. Gladiator 2 was on there, but once again, I wasn't bored. And surprisingly, because it lost so much fucking money, Horizon was on my worst list, even though I love Kevin Costner. I'm sorry, dude. This lost weight. It just didn't. No, it didn't work.
How do you feel about Kevin Costner marrying somebody like 30 years younger than him or something?
I guess
more power to him.
Yeah, more. Yeah, I mean,
it's really weird. Like Steve Martin married somebody really young, and they had a kid. So it's like he'll be dead before the kid even finishes high school.
So who did that? Who was the king of doing that? Who's the one with all the young kids? It was like old as dirt. Is he still even alive? I can't remember. There's some famous actor who's like old as shit and has all these young kids. I don't remember who at this point now. Same as the Exorcism trailer. Looks good. When I heard the bad news, it has turned me off watching it too. Which one are we talking about? Which one are you talking about, Tech 360? My fault. Pardon me.
Exorcism.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a shame on the Exorcist trailer, maybe.
Oh, shame. Shame on the Exorcist. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, hey, Rachel's a lot younger than me.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I wonder. Okay, so let's see. So my wife is 10 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rachel more than 10?
Yes, she's 26.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Hey, but all that matters is that you guys are happy. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So my brother's wife is more than 10 years younger than him. So yeah, there you go. It is what it is. Is it Robert De Niro? Does Robert De Niro have a lot of kids? I can't remember, but man, somebody old has he keeps knocking out all these kids. I'm like, what are you doing? You're gonna
De Niro likes the big black chicks. That's what he goes for. Like he likes the precious. He likes precious girls.
Hey man, those mobsters, man, that's how they roll, man.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever seen Ray Donovan? What's his name? Angelina Jolie's dad in that show. He's all into the black girls. So we got to talk about our favorites now. Jonathan Boyd. Yeah. She could be your daughter. She really could, Robert. She really could. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Hey, like I said, all that matters is you guys.
No, yeah, I know. She's younger than my kids.
Woo, woo. Hey, good for you.
Yeah, John doesn't know, but I'm going to be 53 this year.
Oh, you don't look 53. I'm 57. So.
Oh,
and
really?
he doesn't, and he supposedly doesn't dye his beard. That's the amazing thing.
No. Well, there's a little bit of gray right here. I mean, you know.
That is
getting gray in your beard is awesome. I love the gray. I would never dye it. I love the gray beard.
Yeah, you got that Santa Claus thing going on there. Just get a little
and if you look close, see it's black, like right in here. So
it's the Wolfman Jack kind of look.
Yeah, it's got that weird kind of dark, and then once the mustache hits, it's white. So, and that's not dyed or anything; it's just all natural.
It's just the cocaine residue.
Oh my God, I wish I could do cocaine again. I'd be so thin. My God, I loved doing cocaine back in the day.
We're off the rails. Play on words. I didn't even think about the play on words there, but John is off the rails. Yes, literally and figuratively. So now we need to talk about our top 10 movies of the year, and damn, there's some good ones. This was a lot harder than my least favorite. I actually, because I was trying to stick to horror movies, but I had to go out and go into Megalopolis. And I mean, Joker 2 was going to make the cut anyways. But Beverly Hills Cop and Megalopolis, I had to go out to get 10 that I really hated. There's others that I could have put on the list, but those I really hated. So John, let me flip over. I want to keep track of your list here, so we can reference them. So your top 10, your 10th favorite. Now, are these your 10 favorite movies of the year, or 10 movies you feel are the best because of like criteria, like box office and that stuff, or just your favorite?
These would be films that I would purchase or watch again. So they made the list, even though there are a few that I had to cross out that I would probably watch again. But these I would definitely purchase if, and watch again.
And then I haven't seen Being Chilly in a while. Being Chilly always tells me no. And then John looks like a guy with a van that says free candy inside. Oh, that's hilarious. It's hilarious.
I'm horribly offended.
As you should be. Okay, sir. Your 10th most favorite movie of the year.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes. Okay. Yep. Man, I wish I was more of a monster movie fan, but I'm just not.
I wouldn't say they're monsters because they're apes. They're like apes.
They're okay, maybe not monster. Maybe I should phrase it as creature features because they're definitely not humans. So they're creatures.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Number 9 is Late Night with the Devil.
Okay. All right. I can get behind that one.
Number 8, A Quiet Place, Day 1.
Okay. I like that.
Number 7, Smile 2.
Interesting. Okay.
Number 6, First Shift.
I have not seen that, and we didn't even mention it because I didn't even think it was noteworthy enough. It's that good, huh?
It's Uwe Boll, and I have interviewed him twice.
Son of a bitch. That's right. I completely forgot. You told me about it. I've seen the ads for it and stuff, and that's right. My fault for not watching that yet. I should have gotten behind it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I liked it. My only issue with it is the ending, because it ends on a cliffhanger, and I thought that he shot 1 and 2 back to back, but he didn't. He only shot part 1 with a cliffhanger, and now he's trying to get money for part 2. So if you can't get money for part 2, there is no ending. So that's the only thing that bothers me. But up to that point, I thought it was a pretty good film. So
okay, nice.
Yeah, and
Robert,
I'm a fan of his. So
have you seen First Shift, Robert?
No, I just put it on my list.
Okay, nice.
So I can watch
And
it.
we're kind of ignoring you with these lists. I
No,
apologize.
no, you're fine. You're fine.
Is there anything that's blown your socks off yet that we've said?
No, not yet.
Okay, all right. Okay, so after First Shift, John.
So
actually, it was you having The Crow at number 2.
That would where would you have put it?
I would have put it at number 1.
Okay, more than Joker 2, huh?
Well, I haven't seen Joker 2,
Yeah,
but
okay.
you know.
Yeah, I've seen them both, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Okay. All right. So you have Kingdom of the Planet. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
Well, I was gonna say it's kind of like The Crow and Joker 2. It's like Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. It's like Batman Forever doesn't feel like a complete movie because it's so edited. I mean, it is Warner Brothers just destroyed that thing with editing.
Yeah.
But Batman and Robin feels like a complete movie, even though it's worse than Batman Forever. It feels like it's got the beginning, middle, and end. So you can almost look at The Crow as something like Batman Forever because it's just edited the shit. And then Joker 2, because it feels like a much more complete movie, would be more like Batman and Robin, even though it's horrible.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to make a note there. I apologize. Yeah, I just, man, yeah, the Crow hurt so bad.
Yes,
it was. Yeah,
but the Joker, the first Joker, was so good. Now, I understand the first Crow is very good. It's a classic, but this is a sequel to the first. This would be like a true sequel to the first Crow. You know, if Brandon Lee was still alive or whatever. This is a true sequel to the first Joker, and it's such a letdown. So to me, that got the number 1. Yeah. So, but John, you had said Kingdom of the Planet Apes 10, Late Night with the Devil number 9, Quiet Place number 8, Smile 2 number 7, First Shift number 6. Okay, and then
number 5, The Beekeeper.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Good call right
number there. 4, Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Oh, okay. And everybody should know, not that John, I mean, John is a huge horror movie fan, but John watches a lot more action or sci-fi movies than I do. So I'm more horror centric than John, where he might have, other movies or, or comedies and stuff like Bad Boys. So.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. Number 3, Terrifier 3.
Okay.
Number 2, Long Legs.
Wow.
Yeah.
I very wow that pick right there.
And number 1, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay. And that's a fair pick. I can't argue with Deadpool and Wolverine at all. Surprises for me. I was pretty surprised for you to put Long Legs as number 2. I'm not surprised that it's on your list. And I'm kind of surprised that Late Night with the Devil was so that like you would put that behind like Smile 2 or Bad Boys. I mean, I know you love Bad Boys. I guess that makes sense, but man, Late Night with the Devil, God, I love that movie.
That's what I'm saying. Some of them, good or bad, can be switched, but that's how I'm feeling right now. I would probably watch Bad Boys or The Beekeeper, Smile 2, over Late Night with the Devil if I had that choice.
Robert, do you have a definitive favorite movie of the year?
Yes, I do. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Okay.
Yeah, fair that's enough. My favorite of the year.
I think that's a lot of people's. I think it's a lot of people's.
Yeah, it really surprised me. I was hoping it was awesome and amazing, and it was. So yeah.
You know what's great about Deadpool and Wolverine? The original cut was like 4 hours, and what they did was She-Hulk, the actress who plays She-Hulk, one of the worst things ever. They
Yes.
shot scenes with her, and they shot stuff with Brie Larson with Captain Marvel, and cut it all.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
thank God.
Test screenings hated it. Ryan Reynolds hated it. And now, Brie Larson has talked about it a couple of times, but the actress who plays She-Hulk, it has been very vocal about it. And it's just great that Ryan Reynolds just like, no, not working. Cut. You're out.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank God for Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Because She-Hulk was garbage, man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I got through the first episode and was like, all right, that's it.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
So, John, your list, your top 10, only 3 movies that you mentioned in your top 10 are on my top 10 list.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. The curious.
So
all right.
Yeah. Our lists are quite different.
Okay.
So, and yeah, there's a couple that you're gonna, that like wowed me. There's a couple that are probably wow you.
Okay.
So
I should sit up and be prepared for this.
Yes, be prepared to be prepared to harumph. So number 10 for me. Where did do I? Oh, here we go. Bum, 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 bum. A Quiet Place, Day One, my 10th favorite movie of the year.
Okay.
I was blown away. I did not expect it to be good, but it was very good. I did enjoy it quite a bit. Number 9, my 9th favorite movie of the year, Strange Darling. Right there, Strange Darling. You guys really need to check that out. I think it probably would.
Yeah, let me write it down.
Yeah, Strange Darling. My number 8, my 8th favorite movie of the year. And again, I understand. I really, really understand. But my 8th favorite movie of the year, Alien Romulus.
I'm in the minority. A lot of people like that. So,
and then my 7th favorite movie of the year, Anora. It was so good. Really recommend you guys check out Anora. And then 6, and I apologize for continuously blocking your face, John. I really should move these up. But it's too late now. There's nothing I could do. My 6th favorite movie of the year, and one that did not make your cut. I'm kind of surprised. Bum, 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 bum. Maxine.
Well, when you're done, I'll go back to my list.
Oh, because you probably had to cross.
I got crossed off. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, and I have some cross offs too. We'll talk about cross offs after it. So that was number 6 was Maxine. I was really hoping. I wanted it to be like my number 1, but it wasn't quite there. Then a little bit better than Maxine was Speak No Evil. So fucking good. So good. And then where was this one at? Where are we at? Oh, we're at number 4. My 4th favorite movie of the year, Deadpool and Wolverine. So it is very, very, very good. And again, the top 5 of anybody's list, you could just jumble them all up. They're all good.
Yeah, true.
But number 3, because I just fucking love this movie, Late Night with the Devil. Fluffy and I saw that together right before he moved. And I just did not expect anything to be that good. I was amazed. Number 2, The Substance.
Okay.
The Substance.
So fucking good. Love that movie. Love it. And number 1, my absolute favorite movie of the year. I mean, they're so neck and neck. But I love religious horror movies.
The First Omen. Oh,
yeah, exactly. The First Omen. Yeah, no, that was on the other list. But I love when you bring the religious elements into movies like The Omen and stuff like that. I love them. Or, any type of possession movies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Do you know where is it streaming already? Right? Or do you know where?
Immaculate.
Yeah,
I believe so. I'm not sure where exactly.
Okay. So I can see it.
It's been out for like 7 or 8 months now, so you'll find it.
Yeah. Okay.
You
okay,
cool. John?
Well, I was going to say, as an atheist, I absolutely love religious movies. So I especially like religious horror movies and all of that. So that's I even watch Pure Flix movies. So it's I love all that type of stuff. So good and bad. So good would be Immaculate, and then bad would be Pure Flix. So
and that's why I was so curious to hear your thoughts on Conclave. So I'm disappointed that you're passing on it, because
well, then maybe I'll check it out then, even though I know the ending.
Just because, and that's because I know, and that's why I went out of my way not to spoil it for you, but obviously it's been spoiled. But and that's really the spoiler part is what I wanted to hear your thoughts on.
Some asshole, he was doing like this best and worst, and I forget if it was the best or worst, but he sat there and said, I think he put it the worst, because he goes, oh, and the ending, and I went,
oh no,
really, dude, you're gonna tell the twist ending?
Wow,
really?
Yeah,
because I didn't even know it had a twist ending. I just thought it was about the church and all this. I just thought it was just like a drama.
I didn't
had no
expect
idea.
the twist either. The twist pissed me off, and that's why I'm like, to this day, I'm kind of like on the fence about it, and that's why it didn't make my list. Yeah, Kevin says Conclave is worth a watch, even with the ending. There you go. Liv, what's going on, Liv? How you doing? Happy New Year to you, Liv. Hopefully you have a wonderful New Year. So go ahead with your we'll call them honorable mentions, the ones that were crossed off that you didn't quite make the top 10.
Well, now I said Madam Web was in 2 spots. So Madam Web gets a special number 11 for the best, because it is the worst and the best, because I loved watching it. Right after that, I did watch Morbius. And so I kind of did the Madame Morbius type thing. It is so awful. I loved it. And I love that, like, Dakota Johnson and Sweeney both played into how bad it is. That this film will not hurt their careers at all. In fact, I think it probably made people like them even more. Yeah. And it's one of those movies where I think it maybe hurt the director. I don't know if it hurt the writers, because I think they also did Craven. But the way that these people handled it, the history of Madam Web and the reshoots and the horrible ADR on our villain, it is, and then of course it has Emma Roberts, who I absolutely love. But and Baby Spider-Man is in it. So it gets the little asterisk for like number 11 for one of my favorite but yet worst movies of the year.
I worked on a movie with Emma Roberts' dad.
Really?
Yeah, Eric Roberts.
I'm in a series that has Eric Roberts in it, but I didn't get to work with Eric Roberts. So.
I almost got ran over by Eric Roberts. So
wow.
Yeah. I would let Emma Roberts run me over. That'd be
oh man.
But so these honorable mentions, there's not that many of them really. Immaculate was one.
Okay.
Godzilla X Kong was one.
Okay.
Civil War, was one.
No, you like what you like. That's fair.
Maxine was one.
Okay.
Red one, I put a question mark next to.
Okay.
Werewolves was a cross out.
Okay.
And God, what's the one that's high up in the mountain? I want to say Elevation.
Elevation.
Elevation. Yeah. Elevation. So that was crossed off. Salem's Lot was crossed off. And one of the ones that this was a tough one, Saturday Night.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
It's Ivan Reitman's son directed it, and it's about the very first night of Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
I've heard of that. I have no desire. I just don't care. But I've heard of that movie. But
yeah, I thought it was
you enjoyed it. Good.
Yeah, nice. I liked it a lot because it once again it deals with TV or film or Hollywood and how they kind of put it all together. And the guy who plays Chevy Chase is hilarious, and it was I thought it was very good.
Nice. Well, I only have 3 other honorable mentions because I went through every movie of the year and wrote down the ones that I really loved, and the ones I loved were there was 13 of them. So, well, no, there was 12, and then there's an honorable mention. Number 11 for me would have been The Beekeeper. Phenomenal movie, love it.
Love it too.
But I'm partial to horror movies, so it gets bumped behind some of the horror movies. Number 12 would have been Tarot. I do think it is that good. I really do. It was a lot of fun. And then 13, the honorable mention, and it's up in the air, and like your red one. It gets a question mark because I need to revisit it, and that is Long Legs. So if we made this list right after I saw Long Legs would have been like bottom 5, but now I'll give it it gets 13th place. So
okay.
Yeah, so there's that. Oh, we have swayed, our votes have swayed. We're at 58 votes. 59% say yes, it was a good year for movies, and 41% say no, it was not a good year for movies. So, and that's I didn't really expect one way or the other to blow it out. But all in all, wow, as I was talking, all of a sudden that burp was just like, check me out, I'm just coming up. So excuse me.
I could smell it all the way over here.
Oh, you're welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. That may never mind. I was going to make a joke that I won't make. I'll tell you off air. It's nothing, but I just don't want to go there here. So I think there's enough good movies. There were enough movies that I just absolutely loved to outweigh how many movies. I mean, movies that really when I walk out of movies, if I just go like, whatever, then it is what it is. Like, well, there's some pretty bad ones on here. I'm trying to think of movies that I walked out of that I was like, but if I watch a movie and it ruins my day or puts me in a bad mood, like Civil War or In a Violent Nature or The Crow or Joker, there's not that many that like put me in a bad mood. Like when you do The Voyage to the Bottom of the Barrel, Mr. Chaos and Bulleit Blake, those movies put me in a bad mood. They can ruin my day. There was not a lot of those this year. I watched a lot of shit going, like if we were to dive onto Letterboxd, and I guess so many of the movies that I did watch, I guess were not, it didn't come out this year, so I shouldn't go back to Letterboxd. But I watched a lot of good movies, and I do think there was more better movies or more good movies than there were bad movies. So, any final thoughts on the year in movies, John? Anything we missed or anything?
I would probably say that I don't know why I didn't write down the substance. I must have just like went over it because it would be on here, but it would be crossed out. So, okay. But yeah, the substance should be on here somewhere, honorable mention.
Fair enough. And Robert, anything you could think of that we missed or screwed up on?
No. No. List is pretty good.
Right on. You know what? Quickly, I had meant to do this at the beginning and I completely forgot. I wanted to show a couple things, a couple Christmas presents and some other things that I got. So again, a big shout out to Gale for sending me this Cemetery Man here. I love this movie. So good. And the artwork and everything on this is so nice. So big shout out to Gale for that. And a big shout out to my daughter for tracking this down for me. Alice, Sweet Alice.
Oh, cool.
And I think it's what's that where it's copyright, where it doesn't have copyright somewhere or whatever.
Yeah, it's public domain.
Public domain. But this is the Anchor Bay releasing of it. So very cool. Very happy.
Sweet.
My daughter tracked that down for me for Christmas. And I got, this is a lot of fun. I'm gonna have some fun building this. I got the Breaking Bad. It's a knockoff Lego, but the Breaking Bad RV.
That's cool.
So, yeah, so I got some Legos to build.
Some of the best stuff is the knockoff.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's
Isn't that
cool.
awesome? Yeah. If you know Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul,
You know, yeah.
yeah, he does. You can hit that bell all you want. He won't blow up though. So there's that. So yes.
Where'd you get that from?
Christmas gift from I forget. Oh, I'd have to go back and look.
Okay.
But it was a Christmas gift from one of the kids or my wife.
Okay, that's
So
pretty
there was
cool.
those. Oh yeah, and so my daughter had gotten me the Scream sweater a while
That
back
was
that
cool.
lights up and everything. It was too
Yeah.
hot to wear it today. You believe it? It was like 80 degrees on December 30th. It's crazy.
Wow.
But she also got me this that I absolutely love. So now I have 2 horror movie blankets.
Oh,
Got me
cool.
a nice big old
Nice.
ghost face blanket here. So
Nice.
you would think Scream would be my favorite movie of all time because I got the flag, I got the popcorn bucket. Up there we got the ghost face mask, like the sweater, all the stuff. But I do love Scream, but it's not my favorite. But I just got a lot of stuff from it. And then my other daughter, which I'm wearing a new one. I've enjoyed the Boston Scally Company hats here. The Boston Scally Company.
Yeah.
These style hats. It's just nice to wear something that's not like a ball cap. This is a new one she got me, and then she also got me these two, and she got me these and the movie. And these are not cheap. These are usually like 40 or 50 bucks a piece. So she spent some cash on me. So got a lot of love from my kids and wife. Now, the last thing that I need to talk about before we decide to wrap it up is I did order these 2 flicks right here. I've heard the director is a real dickhead.
He's an asshole, a raging asshole.
But you get both these movies, separate cases. Now, the one thing that I kind of wish, and I seem to remember, didn't you originally have different artwork inside? Or did the discs have artwork on them, or were they always white?
No, they've done like 3 different things on them. At times, one of the discs has blood on it, and then the other one is just white because it's supposed to look like snow.
Oh, okay.
But Scream Time Films has changed them a few times. So
okay, but that's fine. The artwork on the case is nice. It's very visible. I do wish that it was a little brighter on the back. I think that's just the way
that was a complaint of mine. Yeah.
But I do have both of these now. On a copy.
Well, and you're in part 2 right there. You worked on part 2.
Yeah.
You're cast and crew on part 2. So
yes. So got those for $13 for both of them. So
that's not bad.
Yeah, John shared the link to Scream Time Films. And it's funny. I went and I tried to buy them, but Scream Time Films, the website, I could not get on the website for like 2 days. And then I tried it a third day, and finally the website loaded up. So I don't know if he was changing things around or whatever. But I was able to get them, and I got those. I debated on getting like the 10 movies for $20 or whatever it was, but I went with those. So I'm very happy with those. So
well, thank you.
I did want to mention those. So John, anything coming up on your channel in the next couple days we need to be on the lookout for?
Putting up my last Christmas video tomorrow. Okay. And I thought maybe doing a New Year's one, because I looked up New Year's movies, and surprisingly, like Ghostbusters 2 is New Year's, and some other things are New Year's that I own. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So maybe I thought of doing a video for that, but Miranda and I are going to be doing a giant Marvel videos, breaking down everything. She's a Marvel fanatic, and I am not. So yeah, there's some stuff coming up. So
yeah, I didn't even think about that. Man, maybe I need to do another live stream a couple days from now or something.
New Year's Evil.
Talk New Year's Evil, and then I got at least one more. I have a couple New Year's movies. But this was a lot of fun. Robert, any final thoughts or anything before we wrap it up tonight?
No, no. I mean, I enjoy, as always. Thank you for having me on. So it's awesome. Always, talking to people who have in common, stuff, like movies and stuff like that. It's awesome, So
Yeah, nice. Yeah, no, and I was kind of surprised that this was the first video you and John had been on
no, yeah,
together.
yeah,
I didn't realize that. Yeah, but that's cool. I'm glad you guys got to hang out together a little bit and chat movies. So
yeah.
it's
I mean,
always a pleasure.
I was, what do you call it, with you, the wet one. That's who I was with, on the live
Yeah.
once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then John, any other final thoughts aside from what you've got coming up? And your link is down below for everybody to subscribe.
Thank you. No, I'd like to thank everybody who checked in and watched the show tonight. I mean, a lot of people are saying Happy New Year, so Happy New Year to you too. I hope you had a good Christmas, and I hope next year is really good. So, thank you for including me in on your viewing today. I really appreciate it. I like being here. So, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, however you want to say it. And
Yep.
I hope everything works out for everybody next year. Hope they have a great year.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
Very
awesome
cool.
meeting you, John, too.
Yeah, it's great meeting you too.
And so we have gotten one more vote. So we are finishing the night. We're going to end the poll. 59 votes, 58%. 59 and 58% say yes, it was a good year. 59 for 58% say yes. That's our final on that poll. I'm making a note because I forgot. Do we? No. Well, this says 57 and 40. Yeah, they can't. 59 votes. And so there you go. And yes, I want to thank you both for being here. It was a lot of fun. I wish you both a happy new year, and everybody watching, hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you had a good time watching us talk movies and talking movies with us. Appreciate you all. And, I look forward to another fun year in talking movies. Yes. And I invite everyone to join me next Monday, 1 week from today. And I'm not sure how I'm going to do it with the format, but next Monday, I'm going to be looking at all the movies that we know of coming out in 2025 and kind of breaking down. And what I like to do, and this one we just didn't have time and I didn't get back. In fact, I actually couldn't even find my list. But last year I made a list of movies that I was excited about, and I like to guess what I think they're going to be good or not. And I just didn't get to that, but we had a lot of fun doing this. Was absolutely a blast. I had a great time with you guys. Sorry I kept you here for 3.5 hours tonight, but it's been a lot of fun.
Hey, that's fun.
Yeah. So everybody, next Monday on Horror Movie Monday, we're going to be talking about the movies to look forward to in 2025. So there's that. So happy New Year to everybody.
Happy holidays, New Year's, everybody.
Everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful day, night, evening. And again, Jennifer Half, Planet X, and NG, thank you all for the super chats. You absolutely rock. You're all badass channel legends. And with that being said, we're not going to take it out in the regular one because let's see here. Usually if I click to end this stream, it just automatically goes to that. So let's see. What do we end the stream with today? What do we end it with? Let's end the stream because I don't know if everybody's seen this. I made a spoof for the death toilet guys. I made a spoof of their I made a trailer for them. So we'll end with that. So happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you on the other side.
Later, guys.
After suffering a major blow from the colon of Brett Baxter, Pottymouth has taken refuge in the bowels of Browntown. Now, after several months of regular movements above, Pottymouth has conjured his powers to silence the world's farts. Can Brett Baxter find and deploy the enema before Pottymouth's army of fuming prairie dogs help him finally take his spot on the Twilight Throne?
Bye.